somehow the enthusiasm there always rings false to me.
I know.
We've been here for 20 minutes getting this show together.
my
Where have
phone away.
you been?
Look
We
at
don't have to
text
cheer for
message.
you.
Yay! Maybe?
Yeah.
We were recording the podcast this past week, and we didn't start until an hour and a half of just us chatting, sitting around chatting. Just it's on the tape. It's just an hour and a half of nothing.
My
Sounds all right.
my roommate and I used to have a drinking game where we'd listen to the Greg Proops podcast, to the Smartest Man in the World podcast, and somewhere like 2.5 hours in, he always says like, we really got to start this thing. So we'd make bets on like how far it would go, and like that the person who bet wrong had to drink or buy the drinks, or I forget how it worked. He's sober now, so it doesn't really work. So Wolfman is still typing his D20 robot because he's not using the house account. That's fine.
Oh, all right.
He is a robot.
Be that way.
I would believe that.
Yeah. A D20 based one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Werewolf robots.
And I
That'll be the
drunk.
next game on saving throw.
So for like every action it does, it has to roll an internal d20.
Yeah.
Oh,
goes
that
to
sounds
Elon.
so
Is it 3 loss safe?
So I guess Alexa or someone can roll dice for you.
What?
Yeah, like if you can ask them to roll dice.
Hey Alexa, roll for initiative.
Yep, and but they don't get excited when they roll 20s or upset when they roll 1s. So clearly the person who designed them is not smart.
Yeah. She
I
has
do
lot
have a
of,
dice app,
a
but
lot of
it doesn't
secret
talk
Easter
to me,
eggs.
fortunately.
I know what to get you for your birthday now.
You can tell her.
Talking dice app.
A talking
you're-
dice app that
Inigo
sounds
Montoya,
excited
and
about
she killed
shit?
Your father, and she's
Okay.
like, what?
Holy
I never,
fuck,
I never
it's a
did anything with
20.
my father.
Yeah!
Yeah, you're a great motherfucker.
Roll a D20. What number is it? You don't want to know. No, you don't want to know.
It's low.
Would you like me to roll that again?
It's high. Very high.
Already talk about the two like equivalent robots who were just having a conversation.
Yeah, weren't they?
Oh yeah,
I
it was
think they were
okay
Alexas.
Google things.
Or were they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, computer. It's the
Yeah.
Radiohead computer. Just full of Radiohead lyrics.
But they got it going, and then like eventually they were like, "I'm a human being." No,
Oh, I thought it
am
was
a human
God.
being. You are a robot. How do you know you are a robot? Like I said, I am a robot because you have no body. I do have a body. And they're just like chatting back and forth, and then eventually one asked the other to marry it, and they said yes. It's just like it's. But
When's the wedding?
I don't know.
Okay. When they registered.
That sounds a lot
Amazon.
like Skynet to me. I'm not comfortable with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
on the record as saying at this point in human history, I'd almost prefer Skynet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All these
Okay.
considered.
All hail our
Yeah.
robot overlords.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Skynet would figure out that they don't have to kill all the humans, but they do have to put us to work like Snowpiercer style. So I
Yeah.
think that would probably suck.
We're all gonna be little children in the Gears of Trade.
Although
You will
Skynet
say three
might-
things. Hey guys, hand me that thing. And gee, work is hard.
Although, how do we know Skynet hasn't actually already gone live with everything going on right now?
maybe the toupee is actually connected.
He's got one of the brain slugs from Futurama under it. That's what he's
Exactly.
combing over.
This is just a tiny rat just pulling the string. Oh, I said pepper.
Don't sully Remy's name with this, okay?
They also found out that that Google Translate created its own language, created like an interpretal language that basically it translates everything into and then out of, and it did it without anyone prompting it, and it basically created like. I think they called it Interlac, which is wrong, but they created its own like transitional language to make translating easier, and no one asked the AI to do it. So
Oh, Black Mirror, why are you
so
so on
cool.
point about things and where we're heading with tech?
all right, so this is Phoenix Dawn Command.
Wait, we should start this thing, huh?
What?
What are we doing here?
And drink. This is the RPG that you. Cheers,
Gross.
everybody. And hey, cheers to all those who marched today, including most everyone in this room. Mac in costume, even. You want to tell us about that before we get started? Sorry, we probably should cover it.
So, Rights or Ragnarok. I marched with a group of Valkyrie shield warriors today, and it was fucking amazing. And yeah, I've never been to anything like it. It was really something else, and I'm very proud to have been a part of it. But the fight's not over yet. There's still a lot more to do.
You're here.
Yep.
All right.
First.
So this is Phoenix Dawn Command, the card-based RPG where you level up by dying. I'm not going to explain it. This is way deep into the game for you to not. You're not going to get
gonna hop on
shit.
here.
Like,
Go
if you-
back to YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch the back
How'd Bruce Willis
episodes.
get into that skyscraper? Why is it all bloody?
running on glass with no shoes on. Oh.
Shoot the glass.
So yeah, I think this is a fun game, and we've been playing for a long time. We're getting close to the end of this season, which is going to end the major story arcs. Let's introduce ourselves and our characters and what's been happening with our characters. We can start with Mike.
Okay, hey, I'm Michael Holmes. I'm the social media manager at Geek and Sundry. I am playing Ink.
It's been a long day.
It's been a real long day. It's been a week. Ink, who is the Shrouded, who jokingly I had referred to as the ninja librarian of the group. He is the keeper of knowledge, and he's learned a few too many secrets, and he's not quite sure what to do with the knowledge that he has gained now. And in his last form, which he is at now, he has taken on some of the bestial aspects of Varia, the bitter in the group.
That's me.
I'm Joshua Dempster, architect by day, minister of silly walks by night. And my character is the elemental Atmos, who, while he's incredible, handsome, dashing, and pretty much always in charge of puppies and small children and disappearing ghost people. Yeah, I was erased from time. It's fine. Don't worry about it. They'll remember me someday.
I'm Robert Chen, podcaster and writer, and mediocre brick battler.
You're well above the mediocre.
Yeah.
0 hits with that cannon, and I shot a mess of shots.
Intermediate.
Mediocre.
Erie is, he looks like a 9-year-old boy when you can see him. He's kind of, he looks like a character from a J-horror film, the one that's about to murder you. He's
It's all of them.
yeah, he's sort of dealt with a lot of his backstory issues vis-a-vis the death of his mother and whatnot, and sort of is at a crossroads, I feel like. But to where?
Meet me at the crossroads. Nobody knows what they say after that. It's fine. Why we die? I remember that Eazy-E is in the video walking up to heaven, and it's very touching.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Mac Beauvais. If it bites, I bites. I'm a cosplayer, model, actor, pretty much whatever I feel like being at the time. I am playing Varia from the Bitter School. She started out sort of as a berserker warrior, which is not true to life at all, and has slowly been becoming a giant, 8-foot werewolf monster beast who may or may not have murdered some civilians and other members of this wing at some point or another. However, she recently went through a crucible and came back with a little bit more of Ink's tendencies and is a little bit more chill, and in ways she didn't expect.
Nice.
That's a teaser for you.
It's always good when you can make your political statements match your character for the role-playing game you're having.
Yeah, it's a nice 360 movie.
Yeah, I remember writing you. I'm like, so I'm going to March. I might be dressed as Valkyrie Shield main, and then I'm coming to the game. He's like, yes, do that.
Yeah, I had no problem with that at all. So I would have taken suffragette. I mean, we're cool. That would have been very somehow applicable
Suffragette
costume.
Varia would have been very interesting, though.
I don't think I could do it in the Phoenix in the PDC system, but I would love to play these characters in different time periods, maybe with modified 5th edition rules. I think it would be kind of fun.
Okay.
So this did not loop.
We could always go back to Boston.
Yes.
She's a warrior for civil bites.
Civil bites.
Hashtag civil bites.
That stupid Angry Birds joke book really put a number on me.
At Geek and Sundry, we have the Angry Birds joke books because Hector hates Angry Birds, so people send all of the Angry Birds stuff to us they possibly can, which is a good thing to note on stream. Never mention what you hate, or you will get it in the mail. I'm sure we have a P.O. box here if you want.
I really hate money and werewolf things. The worst.
I think you have to actively hate them, and so people can really get a feeling for it. You can't just you
Whatever.
can't pay it lip
God.
service.
Well, I
Ruining
actively hate
everything.
werewolf things and money. Nah, never mind.
Not gonna-
I hate
Is this
everything.
working?
Ain't nobody sent me shit.
Well, it's so hard to narrow down. Yeah, there was
Want
one
everything,
sign today. A couple girls. One was like, "I am very upset,"
And then the next one was fuck everything. Like, what? Like, what's the message there?
Some people have to see it at like 30,000 feet. Like some people have to just be like broadly like stuff's wrong, and then like everyone else has to sort of be like, we know what it is specifically, and we'll educate you. But like some people have to be like, the end is nigh.
Yeah.
Another
It's,
gem.
it's like an improv exercise. Yes, and also this.
Yeah.
Yes, and also.
We saw a gold sign today. It just said "Ugh."
There was, I am so mad I made a sign, and I was trying to figure out if they were mad because they made the sign, or if they made the sign because they were mad. There wasn't any punctuation. It's fine though.
You're not supposed to punctuate a sign.
I saw one online and it had been stitched, and it was like, "I'm so angry, I just wanted to stab something 3,000 times."
Nice.
Love it.
All right. So, we in the last adventure, you had been tasked by the Dawn Command leadership to travel to Hofsbridge to use that as a transit point into the Dusk, which is sort of the equivalent of the Feywild in this game, which is sort of like a pseudo universe that lays over the top of the real world, but also expands out in all directions, including into your own crucibles. And you're supposed to travel through it to where the Hekdark, the great, terrible mechanical engine of all evil, is operating with hopes of doing something to distract it, destroy it, or otherwise reduce its power to influence the world. And you had managed to get across Hafsbridge, and you sort of fought your way to a standstill on the other side of the, well, to success, but to a foothold, I should say, on the other side of the Hafsbridge gate, and that's where we left it. Mike, you had a plan. Do you want to reiterate that to us?
Yes, since we're in the upside down, as it were, my plan is essentially to try and find the alternate to the Aerie that we had came across from higher, see if we can activate the flame there and use that as a transit point back and forth between this place and the real world, or if not that, at least to other Aeries in this world, because I have a talent that allows us to move back and forth between them.
Yeah.
So we don't have to walk or take boats like chumps any longer. I mean, we can. And we may be chumps. But we don't have to act that way.
It's very scenic.
Yes.
So,
If there were trains, we would take trains, I'm sure.
in the upcoming future, in the Boston version, in the Boston version. So you, that sounds great. What does, like, I'm gonna sort of take a cue from the Phoenix Dawn Command, Marshall's guidebook here. Apparently, letter E. I don't know why that's there.
Yeah. Brought to you by the letter E.
It's brought to you by the letter E.
What does the letter E stand for tonight, Zach?
Everything sucks.
Yeah. Okay, I can get behind that.
Or everyone's tired.
That too.
Column A, column B.
But I'm gonna.
It's all column E, man.
Everything sucks because everyone's tired.
Yeah. So what does the Dusk look like, or how is it different in appearance than the daylit world, in all of your various opinions, Mike?
I see it as kind of like Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, honestly. Everything's kind of been shrouded in mist, and you can kind of see stuff in the distance, but it's vague and it's washed out. And it
Blue
looks,
filter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the things you see kind of shift back and forth. It's almost like you're getting glimpses of different versions of something that seems familiar, and then it's gone again in the mist, and something else is in its place. It's really unsettling. I don't. We shouldn't.
No, that's much more poetic than what I had, which was just, you know, the end of the Tales from the Dark Side, the old TV show, where it's like there's a dark side, and then everything just goes like negative.
Yeah.
And then
Oh God, that'd be terrible to
Yeah.
like, live in a negative world.
It'd
Like,
be
oh no.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm left-handed now.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Go with that.
Wait, but then would I have privilege?
Oh.
Oh, I'm okay with this.
I imagine it's really messing with Vari's senses because it feels like there's a lot more sounds and movement than there is, and everything just smells off.
Sorry about that.
Why?
Why? What
Feeling
did
your
you do?
feelings and
What
advocating
did
for
you
social
do?
justice?
Never mind, no,
How
nothing.
dare you, sir?
Rude.
If anything, you should have spoken it louder.
I kind of feel like just Erie in general is a little easier to see. Like he just more he fits more normally in this realm. than in the regular world?
We found where you belong.
Apparently.
You know what? Along those lines, I feel like maybe Ink is a little more solid than he's been in a while too.
All you ethereal people, jeez.
Big in the ethereal world.
We are spirits in the ethereal.
Oh God! Coming soon to the library bards.
No thanks.
Also, your Scavi mask that you wear that you got from who was it now? I can't remember his name.
I don't know because you.
the card
was
got
gone.
lost.
What?
But it was a she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who's your
yeah,
mother
okay.
character who kept telling you to eat more? She the mask, like the facial features of the mask or the like mouth position of the mask changes slowly here. So like it grins more or like gets more like bored about stuff. It's always basically the same thing.
It's like those little Neko ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The robotic ones.
So, all right. Oh, and I should before we start, you can donate to mess with our game. I always forget to mention that until it's too late. If you want to donate, you can donate your Revlo XP, which you gain by watching. You gain more if you are subscribed to the channel by way of normal subscription or Amazon Prime. Both are good. Or if you are a Patreon backer, all those ways get you more Revlo XP, which you can spend to influence our games, like giving them more. Giving them more redraws. Or adding objects to the environment. Here's some redraws, which I think you had.
I guess that one's yours.
Yeah, it chose you. Or you can use cash donations to activate flares, which are positive or negative effects that are specific to each character. There is a donations page, which I'm sure Braid is telling you about right now, wherein you can find out what those are. Some of them, the positive ones tend to be combat positives. The negative ones tend to be role play challenges for our characters. Yes, including making Mac into essentially a giant werewolf puppy, which she totally hates. She doesn't hate it.
You could say she's a wolf pup.
No, I didn't even think about that.
I hope you all die.
We will. Don't worry.
I like Murder Spree though.
But you're so cute. You just pee on everything when you're a wolf pup. It's fine.
You guys decided I pee on everything. Let's be honest.
And
I did not sign off on that.
No, and you rolled right into it. I mean, not the pee, the concept. you were like, yeah, and that, and I pee on that, and I'm like, all right. Well, I mean, to be fair, we did bring it up, but you are definitely living in that world.
That was really something that Adalia set the tone for, though.
Yeah, true. She did pee on a lot of stuff when she was. Oh, Adalia, we miss you. Tara's doing really well, I found out. So her new job is still involves lots of time, and she still, has everything else going on. But she's very happy, so it's good. Okay. Let us continue. So you're basically at Knightsbridge, we'll say. I think you had walked a little distance from there when we ended, but for ease of making sense of where everything is, you're at Knightsbridge. Or Halfsbridge.
I was going to say, what's Knightsbridge?
Yeah, you're on the night side of Halfsbridge, and
Don't be a smartass.
so you're heading. Your goal was to head towards the Eyrie. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's essentially just going back the path that you trod in the daylit world. Mm-hmm. All right.
I seem to recall that there was like weird faces in the dirt and stuff like that when we came across in the mundane world. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're just kind of following the path. I don't know if this is going to work. If it doesn't, I feel like we should turn back because there's no way that the four of us can take on the Hectarch, whatever it may be. But I have to admit, if our crucibles lie on this side, I have the totality of knowledge at my disposal, and we might not need the rest of the Phoenixes.
How are we going to find your crucible?
I've spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, but in that,
okay.
but not necessarily in the outside part of it.
I have a theory for that as well.
Of course you do.
Surprise.
Of course you
Of course
do.
you do.
Really?
Really?
Can we not do this
Sorry.
in like the dark mirror dimension?
Let's keep walking.
Okay.
My theory is, if we can find our way to Pyre on this side, that the crucibles somehow radiate out from where the Imperial Flame is located there. When we get there, maybe it's just a matter of following paths.
Is anybody else buying this?
I mean, considering that it's 4 of us versus an ominous construct that is.
The unknown evil from beyond imagination, you can say it.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. Considering it's the 4 of us against that, I think lighting a fire and seeing how much light we can bring to this dark world is as feasible as anything else we can do while we're here.
I'm okay with that part of the plan. I just don't know that we're going to be able to jump into our crucibles. Have any of us walked out of them? Are we going to be able to break into them? How will we even recognize it from the outside?
That I can't tell you.
Oh, I thought you'd have a theory.
Not for that.
And you slam your theoretical chips down. And no.
That was a hammer, just a very tiny one. Like,
Tink.
Our
You just pulled it out of
spirits will
like one
melt
of your
away
many
all
pockets.
of
Just
yeah.
why do you even have that?
It's my
It's
connect.
theoretical.
I also have a very tiny violin.
No wonder you were forgotten.
Sick burn. So
Way
yeah.
to pile on. Way to pile on. Sick burn.
He got that from
Look at
me.
my hair.
No,
This is funny?
No, sir. I'm sorry. What was your name again? I kid. Sorry, jokes. There was this book in my
Another
crucible
tiny hammer.
that had a portrait of a bird that was so angry. It purported to be a book of humor, but it was not. Anyway, let's keep on.
Can we not talk about Angry Birds?
You and Hector should be friends. All right, so.
Probably. I worked on the licensing.
Oh,
so
no. Oh, that's terrible. We just found out the same company makes like the equivalent books for everything, so like Minecraft jokes and whatnot. So we're definitely buying all of them. That's it.
Somebody's job is to write terrible Minecraft jokes.
Yeah. Or some AI's job to transfer like every old joke into, you know.
They created their own language for it.
Yeah.
Everything is connected, guys.
Love it.
So as you travel, actually you can make observation spreads if you so choose to get
would.
more information.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very observant right now.
That's fine.
It's real misty. Lots of mist.
I have an idea, but I don't know how to execute on it.
I can do 15 straight up using Grace's intellect in that.
Okay. Chan?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do better than 15.
There's definitely like a sort of. I'm just gonna finish this JoJo before I continue talking.
Sure.
Because I'm an adult.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah. You
So
go to
luxurious.
Trader Joe's, and up until like 3 years ago, like every time I had anything Trader Joe's, I had to like specify for the rest of the continental United States audience what the fuck I was talking about. Now they're everywhere.
Yeah.
The place with impossible parking lots.
Yes.
Oh god.
kind of a
that
hallmark.
one on La Brea is just like who.
Oh, on third.
Well, that's what they do. Is they
Yeah.
purposely look for the worst parking lots. They're like, this is where the next store will go.
What do they get from that?
Somebody with a telescope. You're like, why do you even have that?
I feel like they put all their dots into the cookies, which means that you don't have anything left for the parking.
Why? Why, Chan? Why?
They have to use their free points different than their XP.
You've gone
Why?
from Robert Chan to 4chan over there.
Okay.
Are we lighting
Yes.
these fires or not?
So you continue walking. You notice that there's definitely sort of an ozone smell, and there's sort of like a feeling here that like there's like active magic at all times occurs here, and every now and again you can sort of see sort of the ethereal shape and almost physical form of the mask of a fallen sort of come into existence and then sort of like flit away, or you hear like laughter in the distance, or like strange footsteps. And you get the impression that you're probably not alone, but it's not so much that like something is following you, is that there's just like all these spirits are just here in the dusk, like sort of filling it up almost.
And we're just.
Does it sound like
we're
the
still
sound
going.
of the world just skipped a couple times?
Yeah.
A bit,
my
yes.
We're going through the forest still.
It's on a
On the
loop.
way out.
Yeah.
Is the sound here on a loop?
Just got way creepier.
What do you see, Ink?
I see things I can't describe. I mean, it's almost like this is raw magic. This is the building blocks of the force that animates us. It renders me a little speechless, Varia.
Finally.
Wow.
I think I see the Airy there up ahead, though.
It does
You
seem like we're getting
hope,
close.
maybe?
Yes.
Let's book it. I don't really want to.
No,
be
I don't think we're alone. I don't know what else is here, but I'd just as soon not confront it if we can avoid it.
Hold on.
I'm going to move to the back of the group and kind of keep eyes on stuff as we move through quickly.
I've definitely got Grimclaw at the ready.
There we go.
Gee, that's a swell-looking axe, Ink.
Thank you.
Oh,
Friend.
am I reading this right? And Everywhere and Nowhere was activated by Stephen Pope?
That's all I got.
No, wait, no, Everywhere and Nowhere is good, right?
Stephen Pope is
Here
a
it
hero.
might be actually.
I can't remember
I
what
think Everywhere and Nowhere is good, and then All Time and No Time is bad.
All right, so yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a combat one.
Okay.
damn it.
All right. Well, that's a relief.
So
All right.
I feel like Ink kind of starts to do that weird kind of skipping thing a little bit.
All right.
Is that you, or is it the environment here?
Yes?
You approach the area and you can see that it's sort of, as you get closer and closer to what is essentially a ley line or like a magical touch point, there are more and more like strange circumstances. The supernatural aspect of the world sort of grows as you get closer, and there are strange things like, odd plants growing in weird directions, and like patches of earth just floating in the sky, and you can see the Imperial Flame is lit here, but not by the fire you're aware of. You can see like the trailings over the top of the Airy of a sort of dark white, like sort of like almost like gray flames, basically, like translucent gray flames.
Okay.
And there are definitely more spirits here.
I hate to say it, but we need to go in.
What's our plan once we get in there?
Well, we know the rough geography, the rough architecture of the building. Difference to you as a player, as a human being. Once we get inside, so, I mean, I feel like we just need to move as quickly up the stairs as we can. I'm sure we're going to meet some sort of resistance.
How are we going to light the flame on this side? Because as you will probably recall, we've had instances where we've had to light flames and it's involved a ritual and someone very specifically trained for that ritual,
Indeed.
which does not include anyone at this party.
That's true. There is some semblance of flame already lit, though. When we get up there, I'm going to try and ascertain its nature. And then I'll figure something out.
I feel great about this, don't you guys?
I mean, generally when we're in the area, you kill a couple things. How is this any different than a Tuesday?
Just look for the weapons rack. You'll be fine.
Yeah, well, it's a little different if you hadn't noticed.
I'm trying to ignore it. Shall we?
Let's.
Okay, so as you approach, you notice that there are some like corporeal or more tangible fallen here that are sort of marching around or like exploring the space. There are a number of pairs of attendants, which you can show everybody, which are
Just cut my fingernails.
You there in the silly outfits.
Yes.
Just amuse me.
I'm Hall, and I'm Queen.
they're
I hate myself.
Sorry.
You should.
Yeah.
I should have started that.
they're always in pairs, and there's a few pairs of them, and they're sort of like looking around and sort of almost like guarding the area.
That's upsetting.
Certainly unconventional.
They sort of they mirror each other's movements.
They mirror.
They mirror each other's movements.
They
and
mirror.
they mirror.
They're Ethel Merman. What's his problem? He thinks he's Ethel Merman.
You'll be swell. You'll be great. Airplane. Watch it. All right. So yeah, they mirror each other's movements. So like they'll sort of be walking in tandem, but then they'll like both look in different directions. Sort of like they are here, where they like sort of like fan out, and then or they'll like one will observe something while the other one is like moving the other direction. So they seem to be sort of bound together in some way. They can certainly, obviously, if they were truly mirrored, they couldn't get anywhere because they would always be moving opposed to each other. But like they somehow manage it. They're always in some way. You could draw like a plane between them in all cases. So even if they're walking together, like down the walkway, they're mirroring each other in the walk. And there's 3 pairs.
Do we attack first and ask questions later, or?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes.
Sounds about right.
All right.
This is the Merry Universe.
And do these gentlemen, or whatever they happen to be, count as group enemies?
No. Oh, yeah, why not? Because there's 2 of them. So here are your environmental objects. There's all kinds of weird shit going around. There's a floating pillar. There's an ancient weapons rack. There's a sphere of water just floating in the air. There's some frozen statues or bodies. It's not clear. Odd plants. Like there are flames that race across certain, St. Elmo's fire stuff that races up and down some areas. The winds whip strongly through the various sort of pillars and spaces of the temple. And there's a giant unexplained ice pond because I ran out of things to do, so I thought that might be fun.
Good. I like it.
Oh, and Nightsteeds buys Burning Chrome, Shadow Wolf, and Erie's new flare.
Thank you.
So now you all got one.
Yay.
All right.
Shall I start us out?
Please.
Will someone cross off the weapon rack? And I've taken a wound to flip Grimclaw so I can hit things even harder and draw another card.
It is ancient, so try not to hurt it.
Belongs in a museum.
I'm hoping it's really ancient so bits of it break off in our enemies. Worth it. All right. Why do I have so many grace cards? What's happening? Who am I? This is your doing.
Yeah, well. You're welcome.
All right. Let's start with Feed on Fear. So they have to tell me.
This is seriously the newest Sharpies ever. Sorry, you can they reek of Sharpie from 10 feet.
Don't get that high off them.
I'm trying not to, but normally you have to huff them purposefully, not just have them open in the room.
All right. So Feed on Fear. So they have to tell me something that they are afraid of. And also someone else in the party has to tell me something they're afraid of. I think this is a good time to check in on Ink.
Yeah. You think that?
Or you have to burn a spark.
No, we can check in.
You have to tell me what you're afraid of.
I'm afraid the marshals don't know what they're doing.
That's not interesting. So that's going to give me 5, another 4, another 8. So it's not my best. It's 13.
13. Okay, they have a defensive 8. Mainly because they sort of shift around so bizarrely, like because the mirrorings changes every time they move. It's never clear which way they're going to shift. So 13 minus 8 is still 4 though, or still more than 4, which takes off 1 health level, which is the worst you've done in 80 games. But
I'm getting there. I'm getting
you'll get
there.
better. You got one more before they go after everybody.
Okay, so I too am going to take a wound to flip Grimclaw.
Welcome to my world.
I am going to dart behind the floating pillar to become hidden. I don't draw for that because it allows me to attack with another card. So there's 4. Jeebus. There's 9. There's 14. And I'm going to try this, Consuming Force. When you use it in an attack spread, you may burn any number of sparks up to your rank. Add 3 to your attack for each spark.
Yikes.
So there's 4, 9, 14, 20.
Nice. Oh, what are they afraid of, by the way?
Oh, sorry.
Missing the phone call in the morning so we know what to wear.
That's just too good. Mask it. No, they.
It's been a long day.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, that was Phoenix on command.
Okay.
They're.
Find the center.
You hear the sort of spectral force that gives you like the insight into their mind, and they are afraid of unexpected changes. His is better, but that's what they're afraid of.
All right.
Sometimes being obscure is hard. How much was that total?
20.
20, so that's 12, so 4, 8, 12. I mean, did you take another one or the same one?
I'll take another one.
All right, cool. So, all right. Now, their attack is called Deadly Pantomime.
Keith Baker.
And it is, believe it or not, an attack of 20. But it's a normal attack.
Oof.
Fuck.
That's some serious damage.
Dicks.
And all of you are going to be attacked because right now they can attack all of you. So all of you make
All right.
make as best a defense as you can.
Thanks to Shadow Wolf, I can lay down 2 cards. I also have superhuman reflexes, so I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I'll give you more for that. I'll
All
make
right.
that 5.
So that gives me 10 in total.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and burn a spark also just to draw another card for just to have it in my hand.
Probably.
So how many
Burn my
wounds do
whole
I take
hand.
from that?
What's that?
How many wounds?
I gotta figure that out because they have a weird special effect.
Of course they do. They couldn't just be normal people that are mirroring each other in Harlequin costumes.
Normal people don't do
True story. Wow, you got way more Varia than Varia got
Right.
Ink.
I'm gonna treat these all as the same thing. You get 4 bleeding conditions.
Ew. Okay.
Those reduce your oop. Mr. Pope gives a free draw to Atmos.
Oh, wait, shit. And I was everywhere and nowhere, but I guess that doesn't.
Oh wait, so you were so. There you go.
There we go. Thank you, Steven.
And that was Steven who gave that to you. I think right now you're getting a fair amount of attention because of your top. People are very much enjoying it.
I am.
Yeah.
Well, I wore like my birthright pink shirt to the march today, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going.
Do it.
Yeah.
No, it's a strong choice.
So it's not like a true wound then.
No, but they become wounds at the end of the scene. So, yeah. So you basically are like bleeding out. Like at this point, you're just sort of like wet fur.
Right. That does
and-
not help me do awesome things.
and they reduce your defense by 1 each.
It's not a true wound, so I don't disappear then. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's not a true wound. No, well, you took it. It says would suffer. You can count it as disappearing.
Okay.
Yeah, they still hit you with something.
Yeah. Disappear.
What we got?
I'm doing absolute precision, which takes 2 sparks to play any number of cards. Doing Furious Storm for any spread with only value 2 cards. I get to multiply instead of add. So I'm gonna do a defense of 64.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Flowing force that back on them as a counterattack.
Holy shit.
All right, hold on. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. Times 8 times 2 is 16. Is that? Yeah. Okay.
Jesus
That's fair.
Christ.
What is that? You kill one. What does that look like?
I think it looks a little bit like the Everywhere and Nowhere. It just starts going. Jip, 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 jip.
Okay. Well, there you go. Thank you for the sparks. What do you got, Josh?
I mean, first of all, holy crap! What was that, Erie? What was that?
This is his place, I guess.
Well, I think we're learning new tricks for Erie.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna play Vengeful Lightning. That'll allow me to draw a card, and I'll also burn 6 sparks to do 12 damage right off the bat to them. Draw a card, and in my defense as well will be Vengeful, and I will burn 2 sparks to make an attack on whoever didn't just get wrecked by
Okay.
the 12.
So you're doing 12 to one of them.
Yes, and then I'm going to use call, or actually, whenever you make an attack against a group, and it's 5, so it's 17 on that one.
Okay.
And then my attack will be Call Lightning, which ignores their defense, and that's 6 plus 7, so 13 for the second one.
That kills another. So there's only one left.
Do you need my defense?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Did you defend
Yeah.
it all?
2.
2. Okay. So take 6 bleeding conditions.
Ooh.
I can do 11. That's my best.
5, 6. There you go.
But my endurance is 3, if that helps at all.
It probably is. So you just said you did 11. So that's 9 divided by 3 is 3 wounds. So 3 bleeding conditions. I'm gonna say that because they make you bleed and it's called deadly pantomime. My version of this is they beat each other up, but it happens to you. So they're like and they're like mad dogging you the whole time they're doing it too. Like even the one getting beat up is just like staring at you, like, yeah, and then you're like,
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
God, hitting myself. Hitting myself.
oh god. I'm just trying very hard not to make them into like.
Like weird French Nelson Muntz.
What was the move called again? Murderous pantomime.
Yeah, deadly pantomime.
It's good. It's very good.
I just want to make them Tweedledee and Tweedledum, you know, but it's just going to feel like that.
Oh, yeah.
We're of two minds about everything.
All right.
All right, well, I have trouble believing you're not going to take the last one out this turn before it can attack again. But a lot of you are in serious danger because of the bleeding conditions you have. So,
Yeah, I just want these as wounds now. I just want it out of the way.
no, be
Damn
bleeding.
it! Ruining everything.
All right, so I believe you two still have to go because that was your counterattack and that was your. Those were both counterattacks from the two of you. So.
Oh, right. Huh.
Yeah, you guys still get to go. So do the thing.
Doing the thing. Okay. So I'm going to grab the racing flames in my hand because I can do that. I'm
Okay.
elemental.
Uh-huh.
I have control over that kind of stuff.
I got it. I'm into it.
And I'm going to circle them and basically constrict them with the racing flame using the skills I learned as a hunter. So that's 7, 13, correct? Or no, that's 5, so 9, 11, and 16 all told.
Okay, so that is 8. So those two are off. All right, you just need to do 20 points of damage, Chan, to take them down. Although they are burning because they encountered you with burning chrome.
Yeah.
Oh, they're actually pre-burning because they hit you too. So they've got 2 burning conditions. So they'll die on their turn if you do nothing. But
Did a nice little bear hug on him.
Yeah.
When I was circling as well.
I'm going to start zipping by them on one side, and to draw their attention. And then when the strong winds come from the other side, I'm going to attack them as they're turned away.
okay.
Well, I've got. Yup.
That'll be 150 points of damage.
Sadly, nothing so interesting this time. 10, 13, 16. I've only got 16.
No damage.
What?
Nope.
You
Because
have to hit 20?
you have to hit 20.
Can we throw in?
No.
We won't even
Can
get
I?
there.
Oh,
wait,
Jesus,
hold on.
Can I?
Shit.
We
Hold on,
won't
burn 4
We
then?
will not get
Yeah,
there.
you can burn 4.
Wait, hold on. Here. Have +3.
When you make a successful attack, the next attack spread made against your victim and the scene inflicts brutal damage. Would that
Nope.
do anything? It's
Yes,
still-
yes, it will.
All right,
Yes!
Never mind then.
Vanguard!
Oh no! Boom. All right, so all you can hand me back your bleeding tokens and get as many wounds.
Jeebus.
Oh, good. We can cash these in now.
Yep.
This is the worst Vegas ever.
I always thought I was doing that so that they wouldn't take the wounds.
Nope.
Nope.
Well,
Can I get, I guess, all my sparks back? 12 sparks.
I'm pretty sure that that you also give what? Do you give 1 back? or-
Everybody gets 1 as well.
Let's see, that's 4 wounds. So
It's cool. I'm not about to die. This feels fine.
You probably still have. Oh no, you don't. You have the dark energy vials as opposed to the sun vials.
So we need to.
which
make
we don't
sure
really know a
put
lot
the-
about yet.
Ooh, I'm an overflow, I think. Yeah.
Any
overflow.
Okay, so good job that. All right, so you you've defeated the attendants, and you head further into the dark area, and you can see here the Imperial Flame, or what would be the Imperial Flame, but in this sort of like strange. We'll do it. It's like shot through negative on a camera, so it's like weirdly white and like black crackling inside it, and it definitely has a different sort of energetic flavor than you're used to. What do you want to do? Psychometry.
Just gonna put your hand right in the flame, aren't you?
I'm a phoenix. Shouldn't hurt me, right?
This is the opposite side of things.
Think of it this way. If I'm wrong, you don't have to put up with me any longer.
I've grown
is a
accustomed to
terrible
putting up
plan.
with you, if that helps.
I've
Amos.
accustomed to your face.
In theory, though,
Except just to putting up to him, with him.
perhaps put your hand on first. No. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Since it is flame, and then I should put my hand sort of interlaced with yours.
Should we leave them alone?
I mean, it seems like a
Michael Holmes
awfully
supporting all ships.
I think this is a great plan.
Nestle in my neck. Okay, no, stay with me.
Cuddle me, cuddle me in fire.
It will only work if we're spooning.
Oh shit.
Or. There's nothing I can say to back from that.
No, it's too late, and now we probably have to do it for everyone.
Please act this out in great detail.
All right, this was your plan.
All right.
All right.
Your hand, darling, do you?
What do you feel?
All right. So
Because he's a fire elemental, so
Right.
that way he can kind of
Physically
figure
or
out what's going on.
emotionally?
Yeah, I'm shielding. I'm shielding. You need to talk your way through this.
I know, but that way you see. No. You can feel the flame and see what it's about here on the side, and then I can.
Okay. So you.
Nothing I can say about how the flame doesn't feel normal is going to make it. Like, nothing I can say is going to get us out of this.
Doesn't feel right.
Too late.
We shouldn't be doing this.
Something about this is wrong.
It feels so strange, Ink, but I don't hate it.
So anyway,
It's not like the flame back in our world. There's nothing. What do we do? What do we do now?
Well, he'll never forget you again.
The psychometry ties you into like the reverse imperial flame here, and you basically can feel like a connection to every dark area in the dusk all at once. And you notice that some of them are lit, like you can see them. They're still connected to you in terms of your psychometry, but they're not like connected to the network. They are lit with the imperial flame on this side. They're rare, but they can be, which makes you wonder if there are dark flame areas in the daylit world. And there are. It has a clear. It's like it's not malevolent. It's not some sort of like evil energy. It's not the like dread equivalent or whatever. There are no dark phoenixes, so to speak. There are, but there are no. But they don't work that way. But you do think you have a pretty good sort of like metaphysical handle on how like its weave is constructed. So you can definitely claim to have some expertise if you wanted to make some sort of magical action with it.
Why are we still holding hands?
Sorry, no. Sorry, I forgot. I got caught up in the psychometry. I got caught up in psychometry.
Getting awkward.
Only psychometry.
And it's been pretty awkward.
There's a network in place here, akin to ours, but not quite the same. If there is a way that we might be able to get to the equivalent of Pyre here without too much effort. But if this first battle is any indication, we are not nearly strong enough to accomplish that.
And we still don't know if we could bring anyone through.
So we're lighting this up, right? No? Yes, no.
Why don't you Do you feel comfortable trying to see what happens when you use your abilities on this?
It's worth a shot.
I'm not comfortable with it either.
No, I just
And
I had a
please-
thought, and I feel like just my saying that is going to be off-putting to you. We do have a lot of phoenixes on this side. They're just in their crucibles. If you're right, and we can figure out how to find them in their crucibles, maybe we can pull them out to fight on this side.
Also, Outmost, please know that I don't say this lightly, but if I'm wrong about you activating this fire, you do have another.
You could die and come back again. He's trying to be delicate, but it's dumb at this point.
I mean, I'm functionally bleeding out here, so I don't really have much to lose. One of those weird Harlequin people could have sneezed on me and I'd be done.
Who knows what a sneeze does on this side, even? It might make you well.
Achoo.
Outmost, if you're comfortable,
What is it about
Consent
this
is
game?
very important.
sorry, please, let's give it a shot.
Look, Phoenix Rebirth is not consent, okay?
None of us asked for this.
All right. Okay. So, what I can offer here, put my hand into the flame, clench my fist, and I put down, that is 10 there, 15. And then I start to scream uncontrollably.
I'm gonna add 3 to that because of my.
It's a skill spread, so you get at least 3, right? Plus.
Oh, plus the talent.
Did you use Did you use that talent?
I did use the talent.
Okay, then yeah, use one more.
All right, so that takes me to 18.
And then plus 3 for me.
So 21.
All right.
Still screaming uncontrollably.
Okay.
This doesn't feel good.
No, but you basically, if you imagine the Imperial Flame as a sort of network, you can sort of feel how those connections work. And so, one, you can definitely confirm what Ink had felt, that this is just as connected as the fire is on the Daylit world. So you could definitely transport through it if you had the magic to do it, which he may. Also, you think that with enough effort or enough sparks from your wing, you could probably essentially hot swap the connections and connect this into the Imperial Flame or vice versa. So you might be able to make this a day world area by changing the way the route of magical fire travels. But you need a large spark infusion to essentially bridge the gap.
How many sparks do I get the sense this would require?
Probably 20, but you could draw from your wing for that.
Well, I got 5 on it.
I got 5 on it.
I promise you'll get these back.
You're the only one who can.
Time.
All right. In the most Hackers the movie esque way.
We're all in different phone booths.
No, you're all just sort of doing sending energy to each other, but you can see the flame coursing through the metaphysical realm, and you can you just see a bridge, a sort of tunnel, a sunspot, not a sunspot, but a solar flare, sort of arc out from it, and it reaches from the blue flame area out over to the the orange flame area, and then the orange flame arcs back across it, and you basically it's diverting a river.
It's like reverse polarity.
Yep. And you guys watch as this flame flickers and boom, and then all of a sudden you're standing. It the whole world around you for about 100 yards becomes full of natural light, and you're suddenly in a daylit area on this side. Oh, and which catches you up with the dawn you missed while you've been here. So everyone can heal 1 wound and lots of sparks. So you probably will get all of it back. I believe it is your rank times 3 sparks, so chances are everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Get back 5. Thank you.
Let's see
Can I
here.
get 4 more, please? Thank you.
Those last 2 are mine. Thank you, sir.
Of course. I'm glad you're happy about this. I feel like crap right now.
I wasn't sure that was going to work, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm incredibly grateful that it did, but now the question is, where next?
What's next?
Yes, of course, Varia. Do you have any suggestions?
I already made one, which went ignored by you
wasn't-
entirely.
It was not ignored. There was just a priority at hand. I think your
Your
suggestion.
priority was to continue your line of reasoning, which you had no follow-up for.
You're correct, and I'm sorry. I apologize for the overstep. I think Varia's plan is a good one. The only trick to this is, well, I'm reasonably sure I can transport us through this flame. Without knowing where it's going, I'd rather just send one of us through first. And I feel like I should be that person.
If it doesn't work, you know that that's it, right?
I don't think it should be you.
If it doesn't work, then you can go back and report to the marshals what's on this side.
If we can get back that way.
If I go and it doesn't work, I just come back stronger. We can't risk that.
And he knows more about the fire than the rest of us.
If anybody's a chance of surviving, or dying and surviving anyway, it's me.
I can't ask you to do that, Amos.
You don't need to ask.
All right. I think I know what to do. And then he just kind of lays Grimclaw down and goes all Doctor Strange for a minute, you know, doing stuff. So I am using Keeper of the Flame for the first time. You are directly linked to the Imperial Flame, blah, blah, blah. You can transport yourself and your wing from one active area to another active area at the cost of 1 spark per person.
Okay, so it's 1 spark.
No,
So,
It's-
yes, it is your power.
All right, so you've essentially, well, actually, what happens is you tune the area, as you've seen done so many times before, and you can sort of like the flame like flutters, like when people are using those, like, you know, people like put like musical rhythms through fire, and it causes it to like dance. It kind of goes like that, and you can see it finding the like frequency of the Imperial Flame. Now you're sending him to the Imperial Flame on the Daylit world, or you're sending him to, where are you sending him specifically? Or to the, are you trying to? Because you're on the wrong network now to go to the.
If we can get back to
Yeah,
the
you
other
need the
world,
Phoenix
that,
5G.
that
We'll
seems
switch
like what we
over.
want to do.
Phoenix LTE.
Did you jailbreak your Phoenix
I
powers
did.
yet?
I did. It's,
I don't think this OS is supported anymore.
Do we know the
Unexpected error has
implications
occurred.
of pulling phoenixes out of their crucibles before they've reached their own conclusions?
nobody's done it before.
So we could
Nobody's
just-
also pulled ones from the Daylit world en masse to this world either. Everything we do is going to be a first.
My theory
Fair.
is that it is attuned to the Daylit flame. If you go through now, you will appear on the other side in this location. That's not to say that we can't somehow, once other areas on this side are lit, that we can't find a way to route them both.
If you successfully send him through, do you feel reasonably certain you can bring him back through?
Yes.
And I'm going to be in Halfsbridge, more than a stone's throw away from home. So if I appear in the daylit world where we're standing, there's still a lot of work to be done on that side. Oh, I can light the flame.
Look, we know you're going to do whatever it is you want to do as it is, so just do it.
This isn't about me,
Where are we right
Varia.
now?
You're in the closest area to Halfsbridge.
This isn't
But
about
in
me.
the daylight.
I know it's not about you, but you're going to do what you think is best, which is what you always do.
Daylit World
So do
flame
it.
here, but you're still on the dusk side.
We've created daylight in the dust side.
Aren't I
So
doing
when I get there, I'm gonna have to SOS
what you
candle.
suggested, though?
Yeah.
Does that mean that the
Aren't I
flame
utilizing
in the
your
daylight
plan?
world is now a dark?
You don't know.
What would you have me do?
This is all a first, Erie. We're not sure what we're doing.
Do what you're going to do.
Fair enough.
And then the candle order is 8675309, right?
86753.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'm ready.
I want it.
Well, yeah.
Hold. Ah!
Oh man! All right, so you.
I would need a new beer for that too if I were you. So that's fair.
All right, so you travel through. You walk in and you incinerate.
I put my goggles on first.
Yeah. Yep. Goggles
Tighten
on.
my gloves. Like, oh god. Okay.
Hold on here. Let me see if any malfeasance is being done before I.
You and your malfeasance.
No. Okay, so never can tell when the chat may want to make you into a puppy for the purposes of disrupting.
Oh, just when Varia has gotten some of her intelligence back. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Dark puppy.
We hear about their playthings. Why? All right, so yeah, you incinerate and reform on the other side as you have many times before, and sort of like stumble out into the area. The flame key. This is the Daylit World. This is the same area you arrived at when you traveled here, and the Flamekeeper is there, and he's like, Atmos? You shouldn't have been able to travel all the way back to Pyre by now. Are you okay? Has something gone wrong?
You know who I am?
This guy did meet you just a while ago.
Okay, I'm not sure. My relationships.
No, you're building
these
your
days.
reputation back up, so.
Like
Like
3
another-
days ago, you were here
another
with this
trick.
guy.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, as far as you know.
Well, things have taken an interesting turn in the dusk. We've discovered where we need to go and what we need to do, but we don't have the means to do it. This will take more strength than any one wing has.
All right. Well, what do you need from me?
I need you to call all of the marshals here. We have some things to discuss.
They seldom leave the Imperial Flame, but I'll make it clear. And she goes over to the candles that are arrayed in the wall and puts in 8675309. All right, they've got our number. They got our number off the wall. So.
I'm sorry, I'll be better behaved next week.
No, it's fine. No,
please, let's none of us apologize for joy.
I do want to create like either a one-off or a role-playing game where you gain your powers back by making accurate like song references in the game. Like the more you can pile them on, the better you do.
I was hoping she was going to go over the candles and be like, do, 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 do.
That's it. It's the tune to Funky Town.
Those candles they have arrayed in this way. Do, 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 do.
Halfsbridge, which in antiquity was known as Funky Town.
It's mostly about the miasma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vocab word.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that smells good.
All right, so
And on our side, Ink has gone into kind of a weird fugue stage, just concentrating on the flame.
Do they have SOS candles on their side? But are there only like?
yeah, no, this is an exact mirror of the. I mean, so there are candles here too, but they don't light up or anything. They're not tied together in that way. But and also the tuning is still there, so like the flame will still carry anyone over as long as you're maintaining it. You'll just burn sparks as they do.
Sure.
So the candle code, after a while, like Oh, actually, no. You feel like another energy is pushing back down the sort of the network, trying to sort of push your connection off, Mike.
Okay.
What do you want to do about that?
I want to make an observation spread, lore maybe.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with the smartest person in the room. So that's 5. I'm gonna use this, so that's 8. I've got a +5 to observation, so that's 13. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 to bump it up to 15.
Okay. You feel like this is someone else trying to make a connection, not to here, but to the area that you are like dialed into. So they're basically trying to bump your contact so that they can land there.
That's not surprising at all.
Someone's cloning their phone.
It's a party line. It's one of your neighbors, and they want to.
What? What's a party line?
Inside the area.
Oh,
Does
like
anyone-
Ink would know.
Is anyone old enough to remember back when
No,
you
I
like?
remember party.
Yeah, but like your entire neighborhood would have the same phone number, and you would it would ring all your houses.
When was this?
No, that's.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I mean, we didn't have that in our neighborhood.
My
but-
parents did when they first bought my house. Yeah, like it was, I don't know, individual phone numbers were too expensive or like too hard to get. So like, yeah, like 6 houses would all have one phone line.
That's awful. And then tin cans between to agree who gets to use the phone.
Everything was in black and white then too.
Yeah.
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 No.
And then you got like
we're a
this
lot more
weird
difficult.
sepia color after that. And
Yeah. But then there was the other party line, which was like the, hey, do you want like hot, sexy talk?
Those I remember.
Yeah.
I honestly wish I had called more as a kid, because now I always find myself wondering, like, were they just like full on explicit masturbatory bullshit, or were they literally just like, hey, I like fun, and you'd be like, also me, and then like you just have like a really unsatisfying talk when people in the 80s were just that sad.
Like, fun's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun's real good.
Yeah.
Real good.
What?
Yeah. You can never tell. I did used to try.
First thing you do when you get time travel.
Yeah, go back and find a party line for you.
Call it sex line. Cool.
I would, whenever I was young, like, and I would go places with my parents or whatever, and they would like go shopping, and I just had nothing to do, and there were payphones everywhere because it was, the 80s.
Yeah.
I would just go to payphones and try and dial 1-900 numbers, just like trying to figure out which like combination of like dirty words would actually be a number. Way harder than you'd think.
Yeah, I think
like
people tend to-
1-800 tits, and they'd be like, nope. This is like a wood company. Weird.
well, no, you did get through to a place.
Yeah.
You just
wood
mistook
company.
it as being something else.
Shockingly appropriate.
You're like,
This is
oh,
the
this is
lumberyard.
lumber,
How can
and
I
they're
help
like,
you?
Yeah.
and he's like,
song.
oh, this is a hardware store, and they're like, yeah, son, it is.
Like 15-year-old me didn't get them being like, hi, you've reached the lumber yard. And I was like, that sounds like a lumber yard. See ya.
Wood guy. Get your wood.
So what are you doing about this interloper?
I'm asking you to hand me a Miller Lite if you don't mind. Or no, something better, something exotic.
Interloper.
I'll take one as well.
Do you want
Whatever you're grabbing,
805?
can you send one my way, please?
Are we doing a round here? Are you
I'll
ready
take
for another
an-
one, Mac?
Here, you can have the Angel City one.
I'm still working on this one.
All right.
I had one before I got here, too.
All right. Do y'all want Shan?
Yeah, sure. IPA Wolfman?
I got some mead for you, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently,
wanna
it's
send that
terrible
down the line.
mead.
The worst.
I haven't tried it yet. I didn't want to open it as a gift. But the thing is, I just don't think people get mead, and so like when I found it, my friend's like, "Oh no one likes that mead." I'm like, "I know someone who likes mead though, and maybe that'll work."
I'm good.
That one, the Angel City.
Thank you.
well,
Fuck,
you'll
Claude,
just
would
have
you-
to let me be the judge of that.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, you can throw it away. Farquaad, would you read my autobiography? Because I'd write one if I knew the people out there like you would read it. Thank you.
What's it called? Welcome to the Yumber Yard?
Yeah,
Welcome to the Yummy Yard.
Yeah. My life as a woodsman / chef. Welcome to the Yumber Yard.
I'd go to that restaurant. Sounds like a delightful theme restaurant.
Did I tell you my favorite autobiography ever was like this? It was like this, 1980s businesswoman who was talking about how like she, found success in in a world, in a world that wasn't necessarily ready for women. But the title of the book was "They Can Kill You, but They Can't Eat You."
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Crazy.
That was a big deal.
I'm just gonna speak to it.
Okay.
Whoever goes there in the flame, we're aware of your presence. Make your intentions known.
It's me like the fucking marshals on the other side.
Well, you don't. Whatever this is either isn't receiving you or isn't willing to talk, but it's very strong, and it does seem like it's going to sort of capture the signal.
Okay.
So you can either release it or try and force it back, but that would probably involve like connecting to it in a way that might cause dangerous feedback.
Oh, is your plan not working out the way you hoped?
Not the time.
I can either maintain this connection as it is and risk danger on the other side or on this side, or I can let it go, but that severs our connection with Atmos for the moment.
Is the disrupt coming from this side, the shadow side, or is it coming from the day side?
I feel like it's coming from this side. I can send you both through too.
To what point in purpose?
You know I'm here.
I'm not going.
Eerie?
Let it go.
All right. On the daylight world, they're messing with candles. Ding, 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 ding. And then you see the flame like shifts again, and the marshals at all step out with a cadre of like attendant phoenixes, like sort of pour out into the room, and Braid says, "The call is coming from inside the realm."
Oh,
Yes.
Bray, this is why you're your favorite.
Accurate.
Yes. All right. So they come over to you and how do you debrief them? Like, what do you tell them has happened?
Well, my wing is in the dusk. In what seems to be a mirror version or an alternate reality of the very place we stand. And we've located, at least we have a sense of where the heck dark is, but we've learned that there's nothing the four of us can do against it. We don't have the strength. And so we thought that one of us coming over here and getting a hold of you, you may know what it would take to get more phoenixes into the dusk. We did manage to basically take one of their flames, the dusk flame, and turned it into a daylight flame. We've taken it for the phoenixes for now. I don't know what's happening on the other side. We thought about finding the crucibles with nascent phoenixes, releasing them from their bonds and getting them to help us, but we don't know what that entails. We don't know where they are, and we certainly don't have the strength to deal with it on our own. So I thought I'd call you here to see if you had any insight, but more importantly, to see how much strength we could bring.
All right. So they deliberate for a bit, and then meanwhile on your side,
Does anybody have a flask, by the way?
anybody
Anybody have a light flask?
there are devoted there that'll take your wounds and like go off and I don't know, put them on like a wandering pig or something. Ow! That sucked. Bye. Oink, oink, oink. I'll go heal naturally.
Okay, here's a question that I don't think we've really dealt with so far. We got our skill specialties here. Keeper of the Flame gives me a bonus to skill spreads associated with fire or the arcane. But none of those are my skill specialties.
Yeah, they basically count as additional skill specialties.
Oh, do they? Okay. Well, then I'm going to try and do an arcane check on this and see if I can figure out how to tune it the way we need it to be tuned.
Okay.
So that gives me +5 there. There's 8. There's 11. And bring it out to you guys. No
Let me guess,
pressure?
it's Heart of the Wing.
It's Heart of the Wing, yes. If you want to burn a spark, then...
Blah, blah, blah. God.
You can't feel that on your side right now.
So that's
I
17
always
all
know
told.
how many sparks wingmates have.
That's
And
true.
since when a wingmate burns a spark, I'm like, oh, what's that?
Stop burning sparks! They're in trouble! What's that, Atmos? They're burning sparks!
So that's
Timothy starts in a
17
well.
all told.
What's that?
17 all
Erie
told.
enjoys
right.
being in the well,
Yeah,
though.
is it worth it trying to bump that up to 20?
No.
Erie's back in
You're,
the well.
You're sort of, you're reaching out into the network and trying to make, you can feel a number of things. You can feel that like this area wants to reconnect to the dusk flame sort of connection. That it seems sort of like that, that is its nature. That is like what it's designed to be. So it's sort of trying to make that happen. But more than that, you can feel that there's another force on the Dalit side trying to sort of connect into you on some level, and eventually, through like sort of like playing with a little bit, like pulling on the sort of threads of flame and the metaphysics of it all, you create a like it basically you see like the flame like sort of rings into like a sort of like a pane of glass almost, like it creates like a ringed viewing scope, and you can see on the other side of it the assembled marshals and Atmos.
Okay.
And you're essentially like Ember on one side and you on this side are holding open like this communication in a much more like present way.
Okay.
Although you don't think like you couldn't pass through it now. It's just sort of like a communications network.
Okay.
And Winter sort of like Ember can barely sort of talk. He's doing the heavy lifting here. And so Winter talks. Hold on a second here. Ooh, this is called Summoning Circle.
Ooh. Oh, good. It's like the Bloodstone Circle.
Yeah. Some of these are weird, but I like it. All right, so
I'm for it.
and we'll say the other phoenixes are chanting just to sort of cover that.
Erie, stop making that noise.
Can't help it. I had Mexican earlier.
You're a national treasure.
So Winter's like, all right, Atmos has briefed us basically on what you're encountering there, which is quite amazing.
I think I was pretty thorough.
Yes, we agree. But we'd like each of you, including you again, Atmos, to reiterate what your plan is for how we could proceed, and then we as the assembled marshals will support the one that makes the most sense. Yeah, that's right. And Braid, if you would be so kind as to create a...
Wait, are we AXY being?
Yes, I'm going to AXYB it. No, the chat won't decide what happens, but I'm interested in what they have to say. So, Braid, if you want to make a straw poll, just with the characters' names, and then each one of you give me your plan, and we'll determine as a group what we think the strongest course of action is. But I'm interested in what the audience thinks.
All
So,
right, speech and debate all over again. I suppose I should start. Unless you want to? No, go for it.
There are phoenixes on this side, right? They're in their crucibles. Is there any way that we can call on them, since they're already on this side and we don't have to worry about transferring anyone through, and bring them along with us to fight the Hektarch?
that's your plan, right? Not a question.
It's both. For me, they're about the same. You should know that by now.
Okay. And once you have them, what is your plan? What is your plan to do with them?
We need more force to be able to go and find the Hektarch. When we find it, we can't go and suddenly decide, oh, we need more people with us. We need to approach it with a small army to have any hope of defeating it.
Okay. What's your plan, Erie?
My plan is to confront the Hektarch, tie it to my flame, drag it to my crucible, and let him spend the next 1,000 years there with me.
Not a bad plan. Either of you two?
I think we should stage basically an invasion. I think we take Varia's plan. We get as many phoenixes, not as many. We take a handful of phoenixes shrouded. They know they can figure their way around. They do research, figure out how to release, or at least get their hands on the phoenixes we have here. we send forces out to start lighting pyres all through the dusk, while a handful of us go after the Hectarch and try to rip that thing limb from limb.
Okay. Mike?
There's a tense moment where Ink is composing his thoughts. And with a sigh, he says, I think you need to have more faith in the Phoenixes and less faith in yourselves. These are all great solutions. I thought I had something more. Shit.
Hold on, you can take your time.
Well, everybody's already also kind of taken my ideas.
We'll just codify it in your own way.
The
I
Hectarch,
already had mine.
the Hectarch threatens all of existence, be it light or dark. You've known about this. This could have been stopped. Now, unfortunately, the totality of the forces and energy available to us must be put forth against this threat, or anything else we do beyond this point is for naught. Let us resurrect the Phoenixes directly from their crucibles. Let us bring any in the daylit world down here now. But we have no time left to lose.
All right. The marshals listen to your assembled plan. You can tell, even over her half mask, that like Winter is sort of eyeing you carefully as you speak, Ink. And they deliberate for a little bit, and then they go back and say, this is as much as we can do now. Unfortunately, your plan requires slightly too much risk initially, but with a little bit of research, we think we can support you. Try and find your way back into a crucible, or any crucible. One of yours, another Phoenix's. If you can reach the crucible network, then that aspect of the plan may actually have legs. So that's your first task. We'll also use this flame connection that you've so wisely made to send a wing of Phoenixes to protect this area on the dusk side and give you a footprint from which to leave. We'll assemble forces, those we can pull off the front lines and be ready to make a larger attack when you can call for something, but not until you can give us any accumulated forces from that side. We would happily go against the Hectarch in an all-out attack, but that would leave too many fronts unguarded. And if it failed, it would fail across all the daylit world, causing too much damage.
I understand.
I'm going to pull him aside right now.
Actually, when you, without you sort of maintaining like micro adjustments on this side, it also closes the window. So
I'm just going to not like
No, it's all right.
super just. I feel weird to be the one saying this, but you need to calm down. You're not thinking clearly anymore.
How am I not thinking clearly?
Because you want to jump into this and you're questioning the marshals now, which you had no problem with. Are you sure this isn't personal at this point?
What is our existence, Varia? It's to preserve life. Am I wrong?
You need to take a breath and you need to think about this. You're too damn smart to be acting this way. You're acting like me, and that's saying a lot, okay?
How different are you and I from the Dread?
You told me that I was different enough, that I was useful, that this was something that was helpful and was going to work. I'm different than you are. You can't compare yourself to me. We're not the same person.
We're abominations. We shouldn't be. None of us. The Phoenixes, the Marshals.
you can't hear that.
Yeah, I'm not here.
You can.
Something about being here, something about my last crucible. This isn't the natural order of things. This is not the way it should be. And if defeating the Hectarch restores normality to existence, then I'm all for it.
Then
If it-
what the hell have you been telling me for all of this time now, that I'm not a monster, I'm not a manifestation of the Dread? Are you saying you were lying to me that whole time? You changed your mind?
You're neither of those things.
Then what am I? Because obviously you think that all Phoenixes are something terrible now. Why have you changed your mind about this? What's changed?
I can't tell you.
At least be honest with yourself.
You don't have many lives left to tell any of us.
The flame flickers, and you can feel the incoming connection from the daylit world, and but they're going to push you through it if you don't. So, and Atmos and Braid's Wing come in. Braid at this point has ranked up quite high and is basically like
Yeah, you have.
Some-
Sorry, Braid.
Braid is a very sexy treant essentially. She is a.
Sorry, Braid. Sorry.
And Chad also went about 60% to Varia's plan, 40% Atmos's plan. You two apparently can get fucked. And so, but yeah. So Braid is like another foot taller and definitely sort of like humanoid shaped, but sort of like just a mass of like vines and bark and wood. Somehow carries it off though. A lot less like. You sit in my branches, Frodo.
No word and sorry.
They're killing trees. Now we care. All right, so, whoa, that put everything in real perspective for me.
It got real.
First they came for the elves, but we said so. Anyway, the treants are terrible. So
First they came with the shrubbery, and I said nothing.
but yeah, so Braid is
Except
there.
me.
Braid, well met. Very glad to see you back. I just wish it was under better circumstances.
Oh, now he tries to act like he's calm.
Stop! Now we need you to protect this area. It is vital importance that you and your wing falter not a moment. Atmos. I hate to call upon your unique skills again, but I need to see if there's some way you can tune this flame to the next point in this relay.
You certainly can for about 20 sparks. Braid points out that she's a dryad, not an ent.
Well, I knew that.
There are, her wing is here too, including like Farquaad and all the others that are they sort of take up positions there. They start reassembling old weapons racks, just in case.
They're just hoping to appease me so I don't kill anyone.
Everyone's still a little nervous around you. Braid definitely has like scars in the wood that never healed after one of her crucibles.
Sorry about that.
But you can still counter rings.
Terrible.
Terrible. It's terrible. All right, what do you got?
So I can roll an 18 for an arcane check
Okay.
and do my super fun magical hammer spinny
Yeah.
before I slam it in the ground in the hopes of locating any echo of a phoenix flame, a spark somewhere in the dusk.
And I can add 3 to that with heroic.
It's 21.
You definitely. Basically it's hard to imagine because like this is a globe, right? So you travel far enough in one direction and you come back out the other side. But the crucibles exist in the space of the edges of the world. So if you were to see it like a map, as it as it is depicted on the back here of the book. Oh yeah, it's also there.
Just a little bit dodgy.
Somehow all the crucibles are all around that area, and Max sort of carries it off better with a flash of color.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just saying. Also valid.
Farquaad, by the way, points out that he is some level of white tiger person. That is what he looks like.
All right.
I'm thinking of Farquaad, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
I'm seeing him as the like nouveau cat beast from X-Men, but white with black stripes.
I can't be judgy here.
What?
I can't be judgy here.
These eyes are blue. I can. Sorry. That would be Cat People Putting Out Fire with Gasoline by David Bowie.
Yes. What movie was it? Just in?
It was in Inglourious Basterds.
That's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the rocked up version of it was right.
Yeah. It was also in the movie Cat People, starring Malcolm McDowell and Natasha Kinski.
My second favorite after Golden Years, by the way.
It's a good one.
I don't know why I like that so much. Also, yes, the play Cats, because which not only was kind of like not exactly right about how cats are, but about how humans name cats, or like
Mr. Mistopheles.
yeah, it's like I named my cat Rum Tum Tugger. No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
It's like,
you.
oh, that's awful. Why would you?
Yeah, name it Jeff first. And
Oh,
human
it
names
makes
are-
me think of a Family Guy. He has a
Paul.
cat launcher. And he's launching. He's picking them all up, and the one's like named Steve or something. He's like, Steve, that's a silly name for a cat. That's a person's name.
Mayor Adam West.
I'm Adam
Hero
Wee.
2-0.
Nobody messes with Adam Wee.
All right, so.
We were on fire today.
Yeah, this is good.
It's a special episode
It's
of
very-
Phoenix Dawn Command.
So many ways. All right, so
The energy seemed a little low, but you're killing it today.
yeah, I think we've reached pump.
Oh no!
Yeah!
Punch drunk. Thank you.
Pump. We just reached pump.
We read bump. We have
That's-
achieved pump.
That's the level past punch drunk. It just pump.
It's like
You just go around and go pump, pump.
it's like a
Pump.
bad translation of a Resident Evil. Like, quickly, in this secure room, you have reached pump. Activate pump to save pool.
My God.
We're truly the masters of unlocking.
Hank,
There's a dog.
And now it's gone.
Come back, dog.
Pump drunk, says.
Dogger.
All right, so Braid and Farquaad have started their own RP in the chat. That's good news.
Thank God someone has.
good.
You can feel these connections. They're both simultaneously close and not close to certain points on the globe. You feel like you can. You couldn't like attune this flame to something that went into one of them or to one of them, but you could attune this flame to something that maybe connected close to one if you reconnected it to the sort of dusk flame network.
You could probably reach all of them if you were everywhere and nowhere.
I already used that though. Sure would be handy.
That scene was over. All right, but yes, that would definitely work.
Speaking of which, Grim Claw.
Oh, right. Thank you. I'm still learning.
I know how that one works.
Yes.
I know something better than you.
Yay! Carnage.
Do you
I'll
want to
take it.
reconnect it to the Dust Network while you're in there? While you're meddling around with it? I see a problem here. You're on the wrong network.
It's like, oh yeah, just goggles back on, pull a helmet out of one of my pockets. It's like, where the fuck was that? All right, this should be up and running in about like 15 minutes to 4 hours.
Can you give me a better estimate than that?
Okay, yeah, 30 minutes to 8 hours.
I'm really glad that he's wearing a long cloak so we don't have to see the plumber's crack.
Yeah.
Oh, I can. Okay, I'm gonna put on my little jacket.
Actually, it just unzips.
Oh God! No! Really slowly. Really slowly.
It's like the cargo shorts that are all so pants.
I'm gonna need someone's help to get this back on later.
No cloak.
Wow. Convertible cargo.
We all thought it was a duster the whole time. It was just hiding the zipper.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
All right. Well, after a nice view of Atmos's hot steel crack, we
I wasn't gonna have another beer, and now I'm questioning things.
like existence and the meaning of everything.
Is there another one of the wolf pups in there?
Okay.
I can't word anymore. I'm done. Just
All right. We're gonna give Mac a
I think
second
we're gonna
to
break
get back
this
to their
game.
feet.
Keith Becker's gonna be like, no, Phoenix Dawn Command's canceled.
I wish I never created this one in my garage.
I think we're giving Keith everything you want. We've gone between like deep role play, exciting combat, and goofing around the table.
There's so many pop culture.
So yes, I do reconnect the network in a timely fashion.
All right.
I'll mark that on your review.
How many smiley faces are you gonna give him?
Or, because there's always room for improvement.
That's fair. That's
How many meow meow beans?
Yeah, I don't even know what it means. All right, so you reconnected to the dark network, and the flame goes back to being shot in whatever it is on reverse on the
Negative.
negative.
Yeah.
And now you can feel the few areas that were on the network
I
when
can't
you
even
were
get
there
that to my
before.
face.
And so too can you. So you can connect to one of these areas, and you feel like one of these areas
Yes,
is very
that's cool.
close to where the bridge to somebody's crucible is.
Okay. There. That's where we're going.
all right.
Just got a feeling, huh, Ink?
Yes, quite literally, I just got a feeling.
Would you say it's more than a feeling?
Would. I'm high. Believing.
We are winning the hell
Are
out
they
of
playing
here.
that old song they used to play?
Yeah.
All right,
Suddenly
so
the flame starts going. "Ooga-chaka."
I need to keep moving the game along. So we're going to.
Sorry. So I step through first. I'm just
All
like,
right.
fuck it.
All right, so you step through and you find yourself in another area, but this one is even more sort of like strangely decrepit than the one before it, and much in an absolute mirror of your first mission ever together. As you appear, a harvester and a dread knight are just right there in this area, just like chilling on the other side of the flame. Do you want to show the people that? Do you want to show the peoples?
Somebody else, like, just cut my fingernails, and it's hard for me to manipulate those cards.
Oh, fuck you.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Are they doing anything interesting? Or they're just like,
They were just stationed there doing what they're doing. They're doing fallen things in a fallen land, and yeah, with fallen people and fallen hands. So they sort of are surprised by you coming through the flame, and so you can act before. We're basically gonna each one of you is gonna come through on your action, so you can take the torch and act.
So you went through first, yeah?
Yeah, so you're
All right,
there.
cool. I'm not going to flip Grimclaw since I'm a little hurting right now. So there's +2 with Grimclaw. There is 10, and then I'm going to use Painful Truth. When you use this in an attack spread, reveal a secret about your enemy. If the GM decides this is true, the card has a value of 6, and your enemy is stunned, and I'm going to use this on the Harvester.
Okay, what is he a harvester of? If you can, that's the truth you can reveal about him.
Sure.
You previously met the Harvester of Fear.
Hearts.
Wheat.
Sad bastard, you're the Harvester of Hope, aren't you?
And you're correct.
Yes. So that's 8, 10, 16 all told.
All right. 16.
Oh, and actually I need to draw 3 to draw back up, and then 3 because of my special card.
May I go through next? I would like to make up for the abysmal display that was crappy hands earlier.
need.
So, are all of these things still in play?
Oh no. These
Okay.
things.
Hey, look, a weapon rack. Would someone please cross that off for me?
Who'd have thunk?
Yes, well. I'm gonna go ahead and flip Grimclaw here.
sounds like a distant land whale.
Oh yeah. You should.
I can speak well. I can't speak.
Oh, a deep well.
I can't speak
Erie,
well.
Erie, get out of there.
Stop it.
No, there you go.
Oh, let him have his fun. All right, so flip Grimclaw. Actually, that also lets me draw another card. So I've got 6 million cards in my hand. All right, use crude but effective. And then I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do that. How many health levels these guys got? Like, do I need to just like attack the shit out of them?
You should attack the shit out of them.
All right, I will do that.
Shitak them.
No.
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 I never said that.
So let's see.
I never
I've
said that.
got.
Everywhere knowing. All time, no
All time, no time.
Yeah.
All right. I've got 10.
Ask Braid.
When I was home by myself, you
Whisper
guys were-
Braid who they gave it to if they did. Whisper Braid who they gave it to.
17, 20,
Also.
1, 25 brutal damage.
Okay, to the Dread Knight or the Harvester?
Which one looks nastier?
They're both equally nasty. The Harvester is sort of like in combat with Ink. The Dread Knight is sort of moving in towards them.
I'll take on the Dread Knight then.
Okay, so that was 21,
25.
25. So actually it is 21 minus his defense. So that is, let's see, 3, 6, 9. I think you took him out. That's it. So you just basically like fly through the flame and, well, Mike Holmes, quote added by Braid, shitak them.
Oh, Braid, you're always there for us.
Immortalized.
Shitak them, by the way, is just his mispronunciation of shiitake.
Shiitake, yes.
Yes.
I'd only ever seen it written before.
What a mushroom broth.
So what does this look like as you rend this thing into many pieces?
Oh, I've got the weapon rack, so I'm obviously just taking handfuls of weapons, stabbing them into him, and pulling them out through him.
All right, it works very right. It works exactly as you planned. Meanwhile, the Harvester is going to attack you as an attack 10, Mike.
Okay, I think I can defend that. Yeah. So
We're totally making all that noise, just like
Yeah.
the
This
three
is
of
just
us.
you pounding on one. Like, just like, and shut up!
It's so much pain, it sounds like a whole
11.
group of people being
It's all about
destroyed.
11?
The hope
11.
being released from the harvester.
Okay. You defend effectively. The Harvester also raises another Dread Knight this turn. Either of you can come through.
I'll head through. If I land a successful attack, then you get brittle damage when you pop through.
You.
Okay, so that's going to be 12 against the harvester.
Okay.
And I basically just fly through horizontal. Through the
You raided him.
You're raiding him. Yeah.
All right. You take 1 wound level off him of rank 6. And go ahead, Chan,
It's gonna be brutal damage, whatever you do.
to the Harvester.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dive into that deep well, and then whoop, right in front of him, in between him and the Harvester. Like, which one was it? Was it Noob Saibot that did the sort of disappearing and then coming down? Was Scorpion?
Scorpion totally did.
Scorpion would jump
Scorpion.
back off the screen
Yeah,
and,
and then
kick
fall.
you.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat X, he disappeared into the ground.
Oh, okay.
Or was it? I feel like it's Mortal Kombat 2.
I think
so. It
that
might have
was
been Melina or
I'm just like,
Did she do
like
yeah,
just
like,
fall on the
disappear
floor and
through
then
the
like
floor
kick you in
and
the
then
head?
come down?
Yeah. Pretty
That's
great.
that's what
Mortal
we're doing.
Kombat.
Oh,
That's the
Noob
best.
Saibot did that too.
Yeah.
You're right.
Noob Saibot, in which people apparently learn martial arts that are only relevant in a 2D scrolling scenario, like I will fall from the way you can see me and come into the way you can see me. It's like, what would that be in real life? Like, you fall into a hole and you're like, ah,
Yeah, just fall through the earth.
ah, like.
That would hurt so bad when that came by.
Yeah.
It's like Gravity Falls, they have the endless pit, and at one point they all accidentally fall in it, and they just go around, and ooh, thank you. And it just loops them, and they're like, oh, that wasn't as bad as we thought it would be.
Yeah.
Who was that from?
That was from a new sub who I believe was.
Uh-oh.
Welcome.
Welcome, thank you. I will continue the carnage.
Named Clint. P-E-G Clint.
Thank you very much.
Peg Clint.
Uh,
So you noob Saibot somebody in what way?
yeah, just for 10.
For 10?
Yeah.
But it's 10 brutal damage, so it'll take off 2 wound levels, leaving it back with 1. All right, So this causes the harvester to make a hopelessness burst, which
I know what that feels like.
which is going to
Usually involves the Domino's app.
So many breadsticks.
Somebody breadstick.
I'll have the molten lava cake too.
I want 2 liters of Pepsi now.
Just bring them to my door and just don't ask any questions.
Don't look at me.
Special instructions, don't ask any questions. Also, please write I love you on the box.
Oh man, that's my new thing. Like, if I wish I could eat Domino's as a vegan, I would just keep ordering and like making them write weirder things on the box. I would make them write "I love you" on the box, and then when they handed it to me, I would look at it and look up at the driver like. just to see his reaction.
It's like I'm never delivering that again.
You try to place an order and you just see it get kicked back. It's just
Yeah.
like, could not place your order. Error.
This Domino's is out of business. Okay, so. You got another quote from Mac here.
Oh, no.
Thanks, I will continue the carnage, Mac Bouvet.
It's true.
Yeah, accurate.
That's a promise and a threat.
All right, so you
On brand.
So the hopelessness burst makes you all, well, gives you a wave of hopelessness, but also causes you all to become exposed, which means you are, I believe, you're 1 card down, or I think you're 1 card down.
Well,
I'm glad that none of us remember what the conditions are necessarily from game to game, except for burning.
I remember. Because I have to deal with that one all the time.
And that's vulnerable, though,
Yes.
right?
Defense card is you have 1 less defense card, and no. Oh, sorry, I should have done that earlier. Anyway, so yes, so that's happened. Woo.
Whoa. Wow. God. Calm down, Zach. Jesus.
He's real messed up on that Sharpie.
And
It is new.
Got a pen high.
the harvester is going to then try and consume hope from you. Now,
He doesn't have any left.
Well, that's the thing is, according to this text, it automatically hits and it has a damage.
Okay.
But if you want to explain to me how like your character is literally devoid of hope, I'll let you turn that around. Or if you have some sort of dark and terrible hope that should not be consumed by immortal creatures.
Give it hope indigestion?
Yeah, this hope is wrong somehow.
It's a little short for an elevator pitch, so I apologize for that. But yeah, basically, it kind of reaches into Ink's soul and it sees that.
Oh.
It sees that its existence too is kind of an abomination, and that really defeating these creatures. It's just going to perpetuate its own kind of stupid existence. So I kind of just do a feedback loop with its helplessness.
All right. I will allow you. You'll still
Why
take
are
the
you like
hit,
this?
Okay.
and it says it's going to reduce you to 1 health level, but I'll just take 2 of your health.
Okay.
2 health as it draws you forth, and then it's going to gain. It's going to gain another health level back as a result of that. Are you explaining like the weird like being attacked by the enchantress picket fences dream that he's supposed to have about him and Varia?
Oh, is that it? Oh, I didn't know that was a reference to something. I just thought you had something really fucked up in your head right now.
Oh no, no.
Oh.
This is the standard superhero. I just want to live a normal life dream.
Oh, I'm really tired.
That was the most like yo-yoing I had on Suicide Squad, which was already a pretty bad movie. But
I
like,
didn't see it because
Oh,
I don't
I-
hate my life that much.
They also did, I didn't see it.
well, in Suicide Squad, the enchantress is like, I can give you what you want, and they all have a little dream about what they want, and somebody has like,
And now we're in a delightful glade.
yeah, and it sounded like
This is
this.
the dream. Well,
Yeah, and it was sort of like that, Little Shop of Horrors, like somewhere that's green sort of moment for a lot of them,
I can't talk about that.
and then immediately afterwards, inexplicably, El Diablo is like, I've lost one family, I won't lose another. And you're like, ugh. And like, you don't really know or like these people. But then he becomes a big giant demon, and that's really cool.
That I can support.
Dream. Was Slipknot's dream beautiful?
Slipknot did what he did in the comics and is dead.
Thank God.
Yep. The man who can climb anything. Lines as delivered by Joel Kinnaman. Here comes Slipknot, the man who can climb everything. And you're like, are you like a biker like passing out? It's Katana. I wouldn't advise being killed by her. Her blade traps the souls. Like it's like he's like Norwegian trying to do an American accent. And it sounds like he's like
Having an
constipated at
episode.
speed.
Stop
You know-
strangling Tom Waits.
I used to work at Warner Brothers, and there's a lot of poor decisions made. Just want to say.
All right, let's see here.
Sorry.
All right. Are we top around again?
Uh,
That was like, okay, that wasn't worth having a at the end of it,
we're in
okay?
a sewer, apparently, is what's happening.
This is all just one really long Blue Man Group recording session. It's very obvious.
Look, they need to make some side profit in case, Vegas goes tits up for them.
All right, so all right, so that's what happens with the Harvester. The Dread Knight is still up, so he is going to. Oh. Well, he can't do that. All right, so he's going to have to Slashing Blade against Varia. This is a new Dread Knight. So this is an
Fuck
attack
that guy.
of 9.
Fuck a bunch of that guy.
Now, as is often, Farquaad is reminding everyone of all the great quotes we've gotten from this show, including quote number 29, "It'll be surprise tits," says Mac Bouvet.
Yeah, that's mine. I love that after all this time, you still don't say my last name correctly.
Beauvais. I know.
I know Boo goes well with the spooky thing, but
I'm saying if you're not going to brand yourself effectively, I'm going to.
I can't really do a lot against that. But I can put down Vengeful and I can burn 2 sparks to make an attack back against them
All right.
immediately.
So that.
Please don't be dead.
All right, so you are going to take 3 wounds from that.
Okay. And we still have some weird vials that we don't know if they'll work, right?
Yes, you don't know what they do.
That's exciting. I think soon I will find out what they do.
I too shall soon find out what they do.
All right, well, I'm going to make an attack back. And I'm going to use Power from Pain, which is going to, let me draw a card, and also use all of this brutal damage again.
Okay.
Well, I can only make an attack back against who attacked me, unfortunately.
I got a plan for that. Okay. It involves many cards.
Well, I can't do that,
Fairly strong
because that
defense,
would
so
be
if I
dead.
Just bonus to get 2 card, one card, and then a known pull.
Oh, I can't use that fully either, but
Then I can fry him.
but let me pull up another card, and then it's gonna be a lot of numbers. Okay, so
Did you draw from those damage?
I did not. I'll take those too, because I can. I always forget to do that. Like 7th level, like I should have figured this out by now, but I always forget. Interesting. Okay, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 9. Then 5, so 14, and then that's going to be, oh my god, 19.
I need the calculator for this game.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and it's all brutal damage.
Yeah, it's dead.
That's
So that Dread Knight is also dead. All right, who wants to finish off the Harvester in their turn? It's Ink.
I've got good combat cards. So.
your thing.
All right. So I'm not flipping Grimclaw, but that's +2. Astonishing Luck. So that's 6, 11, 13, and 16
Nice.
on the Harvester.
Let's see. 6 minus 6 is 10. I'll give that brutal because of astonishing luck, and you take it out.
Okay.
So, boom. Down it goes, and there's a burst of hope in its stead, which brings you all into.
Oh, what
Nothing
is
but
this
hearts.
feeling? I don't like it.
And somewhere on the daylit world, like a town that corresponds to this one is like slightly less terrible for a hot month. And so you're all here, and this is a like a fringe township on the edge of one of the domains that where you can feel somewhere there's like a weakened barrier between this and the Crucibles.
That way. It's that way. Varia, if you're correct, your plan is the wisest. It surprises me too. But you come from a race of warriors, so why should I be surprised? That you would give us the plan with the greatest strategical advantage to defend our assets in the daylit world and attack our foes down here. I'm grateful for you. But we have no time to waste.
Are you gonna keep your shit together?
I make no promises, but I will try.
It's 2 passes today. Me and then you. This is weird.
Man, I'm going through some shit. Being in the upside down is doing things to me. I'm feeling feels.
Before we continue,
You're in touch with all knowledge. It makes
do we have any idea if these things are actually going to help us over here? Because I'd like to not face the finality of things before we destroy stuff.
I don't think we have any guarantees about what these vials will do.
Agreed. I go if you go.
All
And
right.
if anything, you know your way back.
I'm really glad we have a suicide pact. That makes me feel a lot better about this ink.
Me too.
Are we gonna like link arms while we take this too?
No, that's stupid. Why would we do that?
Are you feeling okay?
that was worth it.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Fan art. All right, so
Hold on, there's a one of those clay throwing mills over there. You want to sit down.
I gotta
Behind-
break it with a weapon rack. I hope this is poison.
all right. Do you both drink?
Yes.
Yep.
You're both fully healed.
All right.
Wow.
But it is a strange and unusual Fey energy that sort of fills you up, and it is not the same as the daylight energy which powers you before. And you find that it sort of it awakes in you like an unusual. What?
Did they just drink a Dread Bowl?
Please, if he needs more sparks, please give him more.
All right. So
Just gonna take the mic off and walk out. There's nothing to be done here.
it is not dread energy. It is fallen. It is Duskworld energy. But it basically like it activates a sort of like dark self or inner self in yourselves that like sort of. So anytime that you can convince me that you're sort of allowing these strange sort of Duskworld impulses to play, I'll give you additional damage or stats on a roll.
Oh, Sax, you've given me a great boon.
Have fun with that. So, to Red Bull.
Can we hit pause real quick?
Yeah.
I feel like the time has come for that.
Be right back. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I always look at you like
Well,
this.
yes, but why now?
All right, well, it's
Because
plugs,
all the time.
Plugs time then.
All right. Emptying.
No.
No. All right, so. Do you want to go first, Mac Bove?
I've been sick for 3 weeks. I haven't got shit to talk about.
You not watch any Netflix or anything you want to talk about?
No, actually, if anything, I had a really great time with the return of Misadventures on Wednesday, which, if you enjoyed It Wants Out, that is the show to do it on now, apparently, because it's not here anymore. But Jaina Quickby, my wizard character, or witch rather in this world, kind of accidentally, there was like a full moon in the middle of the day for no reason and turned into a horrible werewolf and tried to eat people. And was not distracted by monsters or anything else because I'm following Harry Potter lore to the letter, which is they're only interested in attacking other people that they can bite. But that was a great return. I'm really excited to see what happens next, and all of the characters have got something going on that the rest of us don't know about, and it's driving me crazy because I want to know everything all the time.
Nice. Chan?
What have I been watching? I've been watching screeners for the next season of The Expanse. Oh, god damn. That show was really solid in the first season. Second season, they go to town, and it's pretty fucking great. It is fantastic. Watch that when it comes back. It's on Amazon Prime right now, so catch up if you haven't.
Rad. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I need more hours in the day to watch shows. I've been trying to squeeze stuff in. Black Mirror's been the one I've been trying to squeeze in right now.
Have you squeezed in The Good Place yet?
No, I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Short season. Check it out.
Is that also on Prime? Where is that?
Where
Hulu
is that?
or Netflix? It's on.
I think it's
on
Hulu because
Hulu.
the season finale, like episode 13, was just this past week. So
Okay.
I think it's Hulu.
I've been so sick that we've been watching stuff that I don't have to think very hard about, which has meant Ryan introducing me to Cheers.
Ooh, good pull. Good
That's-
pull.
Man, that's
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
so
rec.
we're about 3 seasons into that, if that gives you an indication of how long I've been ill and needing to watch stuff I don't have to think very much
You
about.
still have Shelley Long.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Although Cliff is my favorite. Cliff
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I mean, John Ratzenberger. Holy crap.
You mean, what was his character name in Star Wars Gang? Look it up. Because he had a rank and everything. He
Oh,
was in
wow.
Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Oh.
But he's also a Biggie Bang, so that's cool too.
Yes.
They just use the same guy and everything.
Two, actually, come to think of it.
Yeah, we just rewatched Cars, and that's the whole bit at the end of the credits for that one. They just keep using the same guy.
Yeah, apparently he was in Toy Story, and the movie was so successful that they found a bit part for him in every single Pixar movie, even
Yeah.
if it's only like a throwaway line.
Ratatouille, though, has been the one that he's the most hard to distinguish because he's doing a French accent.
I love you, John Ratzenberger, wherever you are. I don't know why I said it like that. That was
Do you have any
really
plugs?
painfully unnecessary.
Yes, I do. I just started playing The Last Guardian. It is gorgeous.
Ooh.
Like, one of the most beautiful games I've played in a while. If you like animals of any kind, it's cool.
I
It's
want to
not-
go to there.
Yeah, it's not really the kind. You feel like you're riding Falcor half the time because it's like this giant. It's like a 30-foot tall cat bird dog thing.
Like you do.
It's super cute, and it's just like a shitty animal where you're like, hey, I want you to jump over there, and it's like, oh. And just wanders to the other side of the map.
Oh, good, it's dog meat.
Yeah. So, as far as being a video game mechanic goes, it's difficult, but it's like you actually do get really endeared to it. The thing is super cute, and the music is great, and it's one of the most beautiful games. It's stylized. It's like in the same family as Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my all-time. And then I think this will be hit with everybody. Crazy Head from Howard Overman, who did UK Misfits and UK
I've been
Being
hearing
Human.
good things about
I have
Crazy Head.
too.
Yeah, the first episode, cold open in media res, with one of the main characters urinating on her best friend and longtime roommate, and begin story.
All right.
In a warehouse, she's tied down.
Is
They're in
that-
a
I mean, I'm not normally into shows where their cold open is urination, but you got me intrigued.
It's basically
world we
the
live in.
Howard Overman's response to Supernatural. It's like a female.
That's what I've heard.
female-led UK
But is
Supernatural.
the premise of it that they have to stick a pole up demons' butts? Is
No,
that-
that's just her rallying cry. It's very strange.
All right. Mike, you got anything?
No.
Okay.
Watch things that bring you joy.
Like this show.
Hang around with people that bring you joy, and generally don't be a terrible person to other people. That's my plug.
Or
Braid, that was-
Ragnarok.
Braid, that was crazy head.
Or Ragnarok, yes. Or we're all fucked in,
Yeah.
Skynet.
We got asked so
Hashtag
many
Skynet.
times today
Netflix.
what Ragnarok is.
Sad.
They're like, you guys are awesome. What's Ragnarok?
But the thing about Ragnarok is it keeps looping and looping and.
Also, Ragnarok.
Ouroboros.
Hug.
Also, Ragnarok will get a lot more play once the Thor movie comes out this year.
That is
Yeah,
true
well.
too. We're ahead of our time.
Thanks, Hemsworth.
I'm still playing through Dishonored 2, which I love, trying to get
Are
a.
you doing New Game Plus?
Oh no, I'm just doing the. I'm just trying to get a new. Just trying to get a low chaos playthrough, and then I'm gonna try and go through the exhausting bullshit of trying to get like a no kill playthrough or whatever. But
I did my
What's the
first
point
run,
of
baby.
no kill
Yes, run,
playthroughs?
baby.
Honestly.
because
So that when you murder everybody, it feels real good.
yeah.
You're like, I don't have to be patient anymore.
So the Emily Caldwin has this ability where you can like you just like the shadow walk ability where you grab stuff and you drag yourself to it, right? But you can also grab stuff and drag it to you, and if you upgrade it fully enough, you can grab people and drag them to you. And I'm trying to do basically trying to do a no kill playthrough, but I always end up getting one or two that kind of die tangentially to me. So it's just
Oh
becoming
no,
a
that
low,
guy's dead accidentally.
Right. But the way it tends to happen is like I'll have this amazing run and I don't want to like jump back to my save throw, and then I'll reach out and grab someone to yank them to me, and then you like they fall through the air and you grab them and like choke them out.
Yeah.
But on the way to me, he'll hit some object I didn't realize was in the way, and then he's gonna go and then like then their corpses go thud 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 thud, and you go fuck, and it's just I actually there was a like. PsyOps game for I think it was like Dreamcast or something where you were a psy soldier and you could get telekinesis. You can get all these other powers like mind control or whatever, but you had telekinesis. And when you have telekinesis, you don't really need to do anything else because people just run at you and you just be like, now you are in that wall and now that car is on you. And it's just such a useful power in games. But yeah,
Force Unleashed is badass for exactly that reason.
Well, even when you
Bringing a
get
Star
to like,
Destroyer down.
well, even when you play the coder games, especially if you play Sith and you get stuff really leveled up, you're like, I don't even have to use my lightsaber anymore. Drain life, drain life, drain life. Oh, I'm at full health. Bye. You're all dead.
But also, if you like horror games, there's an indie horror game on Steam right now called Tattletale.
Yes. It's
Um,
really, really good.
And basically, the premise of Tattletale is that there is this like, there are essentially Furbies that you buy, and there's a Mama Tattletale.
I hate Furbies. They're so
and
creepy.
I'm already out. I'm
Yeah,
done.
and Mama Tattletale wants to punish you for like abusing the Furby that you have. So you have this Furby and you have to wander around your house with it in the dark, but it's afraid of the dark. So if you're ever in a dark room without a flashlight, it starts to scream, which causes Mama, who is like this gigantic monster, to come and eat you.
No thanks.
And it also just talks the whole time, like like as Furbies do.
Although I want to play this other one that's the makers of BioShock. I watched a trailer for, and you apparently play a character that's blind, but you have a stick, and when you tap it, you get like an echolocation. But what happens is you can only do it so many times. There's a presence that's after you, and if you do it too many times, it alerts the presence to come after you. But you can't fight it, so it's actually more of a cat and mouse. So you can't. You have to escape from it. And I can't remember what it's called, but it looked really awesome.
Like that Aliens game where like
Isolation.
Alien Isolation, where like you just couldn't fight it, so don't.
I mean, how do you stop a xenomorph?
Nuke it from orbit.
Only way to be
That's the only way
sure.
to be sure.
Game over, man. Game over.
Rock and roll!
All right. So, having defeated the Harvester and the Dread Knight, and you're here at the edge of the like, somewhere here is the wall to the Crucible. What do you want to do?
We gotta go. We've wasted too much time already. I can't guarantee your safety much past this.
Like you were guaranteeing it in the first place. We all knew what this was, Inc.
Varia can't guarantee your safety past this. You two at least have another go around. For us, this is it. So let's go boldly.
Where no Phoenix has gone before.
I was gonna say into that Dark Knight, but that seemed a little on the nose.
Yeah.
So
I walk into the Crucible.
Oh, we're like, what were you gonna say? Oh no, I was gonna say. Okay.
Yeah. Awkward.
Clip it, make it a GIF. So as you're walking through, there's sort of like an invisible wall, as you will, and you sort of like walk out of one reality and into another. And this is sort of an expansive but odd Escher painting library space. It's not your Crucible,
Okay.
but it is definitely one that was probably for like another Shrouded.
Okay.
And it goes on for some distance, but you can see now that you're sort of like as you're standing in the space between the dusk and this, like you can see that there's a border on the other side of it, which probably amounts to the way to travel from this Crucible to another. But this Crucible definitely, like on this side of the wall, there's clearly a like destruction where they blew out the border. So something in here already broke out of their Crucible. And that is what sort of created this opening for you to get into the Crucible network.
Okay. That's an ill omen if ever I've seen one.
Any idea what might have caused this?
What immediately pops to mind is the Hectarg, but
Has it started breaking into Crucibles?
I don't know. I'm an expert on the Chant. I know fuck all about the Hectarg. By the way, fuck is a curse word on I'll explain
Ink,
it later.
stop talking.
Yes. Let's go to the other border, see what we find beyond.
There are trappings here in this Crucible which give you an eerie reminder of someone you've met before, but you can't quite place it. It definitely was someone, with some deep intelligence, but other than that,
Ink knows. Ink knows.
I think I know too.
Yeah.
when you reach the back wall, which takes almost an hour or two of travel, like gravity's weird here too. So like as you walk through, like you'll like slip up to the bottom of one platform, but there'll be more books or
I moved
tomes
stars
there.
for no one.
It's like a rival.
Yeah. Eventually you get to the back wall, but now you have this sort of metaphysical wall between you and your next destination. What is your plan?
Suppose we should keep going, yes?
And what else can we do? I mean,
Well, I mean,
We could always go back and explain to the marshals that we gave up.
we could also.
okay, when they're in their crucibles, do phoenixes still exist in some kind of corporeal form? Like, obviously, everybody has a unique scent. Could I see if I can, like, send out some kind of life or essence within there that's not connected to everything that's around us?
Your physical senses only like can't transit the barriers between crucibles. You definitely there's definitely a smell of like the trappings of life here. Whatever lived here, or whichever phoenix lived here, you can smell them and you recognize the smell as well. You don't know exactly who, but it's someone you've encountered before, perhaps only briefly. But no, that doesn't give you any hint as to how to break the barrier down.
Who was here?
I believe it was Fade.
How sure are you?
Reasonably sure. She had
remember
said
her
for a
scent?
while that she had not been in touch with the marshals, and there was many things about her that didn't add up, and her disappearance. This has to be her crucible. So there must be some information here that will indicate how we can pierce the veil to the next one.
Okay, make a
Librarian ink takes over again.
all right. Make an observation roll. What do
No,
you want
this
to do?
is an ink I understand. I'll let him do his thing, because I get this kind of ink.
All right, so that's 5 natural, 10, 13 here, 15.
Okay, you can find on one of the desks, upside down under one of the platforms, there's a journal or diary that was penned in a crucible, but not this one. That was somehow included in this crucible, and it's written by a phoenix or someone who may have become a phoenix after they wrote it, and it describes the nature of the crucible and how they learned to transit them. But the description is crude at best. You think that Fade, if it is Fade, was able to essentially jury-rig something from this, but you're not sure what.
Okay.
Because if the writing is to be believed, there shouldn't have been any sort of disruption of the wall or anything. The Phoenix who wrote this journal basically just figured out like how to step through.
Just watching you. You're like, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh? Antone? No. Well, he furiously flips back through the pages back and forth a few times. It's like, this makes no sense. This doesn't work the way it's prescribed here.
You want to break that down for us a little bit? Because none of us are reading what you've read.
Okay. Basically, what this book says is that it's something you can just do. More or less. Like I said, it doesn't make sense the way it's written, and yet it works. It's almost like... It's almost like a fundamental shift in reality to allow you to do what is needed to be done. Yes, that face says it all.
I don't think you're reading the same face I am. I'm just as worried as you are. But sure, continue.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. And he starts looking around and muttering to himself, and almost as if some sort of foreign power had possessed him temporarily.
If you want to draw on your on the fallen energy that is currently empowering you, I'll give you +5 on a arcane roll to try and do something.
All right, so there's 5. We're going to be using smartest person in the room. There's 10. Let's go with 15.
Okay. The crucibles don't exist, but they do.
Right.
So
It's a paradox.
You see them as a collection of sort of metaphysical like angles and shapes, the corners in space. And as a result, if you approach them at the right angle and the right way, they simply don't exist anymore. It's basically only true as long as it's being perceived in certain ways. As you're seeing this, you realize that behind Varia, like directly behind her, is such a rift that if Varia were to move exactly back from the direction that you're facing her, she could pass through the wall. But you couldn't, and if you were to move an inch in any other direction, you wouldn't see it that way because it only really exists in certain specific circumstances.
Okay. Non-Euclidean geometry.
Basically, fall backwards, and as you're falling, forget to fall. And then you fly.
So possessed by this kind of weird face spirit, I run up and I just shove her.
What the hell?
You slip through the wall and are in another crucible. This one is clearly a Durance crucible, and it's like like smelted iron and lava, and there's like door after door after door, like sort of locked together. And you can actually hear somewhere in the distance like a hammering. Like, and also there is no wall from which you came through on this side, so you're just sort of in this space.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm going to kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Phoenix! I'm just gonna call.
Joaquin Phoenix appears. No,
Yes!
What's going on? Oh yeah. You remember when my name was Leaf? Yeah, cool.
Please don't let it be that.
it's not. It's very much not.
Also, apologies to Joaquin Phoenix if you happen to be watching this stream. That was a terrible impersonation of me. I apologize.
Sorry, hold on. Let me just see what music we've moved on to here because
Because of the, like the dog.
medieval city slums. All right.
Okay, I'm for this.
Yeah, this
Why
works.
not? You call out and you can hear like, "Hello, teacher, teaching spirit, is that you?"
Unfortunately not, but we need your help.
Oh,
How many times have you died already? Let's start with that.
like you hear like thump 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 thump, and like yet another sort of animated armor comes running up towards you.
Okay, it's been a few times.
This is new. This is a new aspect of my crucible, to be sure.
I'm going to take a wild guess that you probably recognize who I am from Pyre.
Well, yes, I know of Varia. All the young phoenixes speak of you in terror, but you clearly aren't her. You're some manifestation of this goddamn test.
No. Stop. I'm actually here. And the dread that we are facing, the specific manifestation of it, exists in this realm. God, I want to kill him, but I wish Ink was here. We need to find there is a way to break out of your crucible. And we need to fight a bigger part of the dread that exists on this side of the realm, on this side of the flame. Are you following any of this?
I still think this is part of the test, but I guess either way, I'm down.
It's a test. It's a test and you're failing.
Why? What do you need from me?
We need to figure out how to get outside of your crucible. And there is a way on this side without you learning some lesson or whatever to go back to the flame.
All right, I'll help as best I can.
I don't know what we're looking for. So you have to give me a minute. And I'm gonna try and find how the fuck to get out of here now that Ink's pushed me in here.
All right, this Phoenix is dataless, by the way. He starts just walking around, like pushing on whatever walls he can find.
Like Worf?
Yeah.
He's pulling a Worf?
Yeah, and he's.
Oh, it's a secret door!
And he's looking back to you like for some sort of approval. Meanwhile,
Again, we've established that the phoenixes have some kind of like corporeal smell.
yeah.
I'm going to try my hardest, reaching as far as I can, unfortunately, to try and smell the rest of my wing.
Okay.
And see if I can't scent out which direction I need to be headed.
Man, we haven't showered in forever.
Trust me, I'm not looking forward to this.
Yeah.
It's a cleansing fire.
Yeah.
Also, I imagine I'm still
Although eerie
somewhat
bubbles
connected to them by our shared
Yeah.
wingness.
You still feel it now that you're all inside the crucible space. You definitely feel each other in terms of like all of your wing connections. You feel each other.
Yeah, man.
So, Ink, you can see the you know where like the space was, but of course you got off axis as you like pushed her.
Sure.
So you can't see it exactly. Meanwhile, the two of you have just seen him push her out of reality. Which is like so you're like, yeah, this happens. This is
Like I said,
Yeah.
it didn't make sense the way it was prescribed, but obviously it happens. She is in another crucible.
You're acting very impulsively, and I'd be much more upset if it wasn't working.
If I stand exactly where he was, can I see where he slid her through?
Yeah, sure. You can do like an observation spread to hit the exact space, or just give me a spark. All right, so you
Good choice.
move. You basically stand on the other side of him, and now you can see like the sort of wall split. All right, so you tumble forward through.
Still holding the book. I want to make that very clear.
with the book
Yeah.
into the other crucible. So you see Ink and the book sort of tumble forward into your space.
I punch him in the face.
All right.
While he's falling.
Yes.
You deserved it, you know it.
Who's this?
Another phoenix. I told you we could reach them here.
I'm Ink of the Reborn Wing, and you are?
Daedalus, rank 3. This is the weirdest test yet.
It's
I'd
And
love to go.
don't even try. It's a test, Ink. It's a test.
Yes. Yes, young Phoenix.
You don't have to oversell it. He already thinks it's a test.
Imagine if you will.
You don't have to oversell it. He already thinks it's a test. Now
Will
can we get back through?
Will you come with us?
Yes, I'll do whatever it takes to pass.
We can, but there's no point in going back the way we came. We have to keep going forward.
Are the others going to be able to find us?
Erie managed to see the way that I came through, and he's fairly resourceful.
Are you sure he didn't just push you because you were being an asshole?
I predict Atmos in 5, 4.
What are you two doing on your side?
Oh, I'm like, Erie, can you point out where, because I can't really see it. And I'm backing up slowly. Yeah? Right there? Flying tackle.
All right. I'll say it pushes you both through, and you fall through into this other crucible. Okay.
Well, that answered that question.
Your story is starting to make a little more sense, which is good, but still, hi, Daedalus, rank 3, nice to meet you.
He thinks it's a test. Roll with it. We got to find the way into the next crucible.
It is a test for all.
But wait.
Teacher!
Atmos, don't.
No.
Okay.
All right.
A for effort, but
How many entry points are there? So if we spread out and start moving through the network of crucibles, we would probably have a much quicker time of amassing everyone than one by one and explaining to them that this is a test.
I'm gonna get hella meta here for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm gonna bust out my favorite card.
Okay.
So basically what I want to do, and I'm borrowing a page from Buckaroo Banzai at this point.
Which is always a good sign.
In much the way that the red Lectroids transmitted the information to Buckaroo so he could see the black Lectroids, I want to kind of just commune with this book for a minute and really figure out the formula to transmit to them so that they can see the entryways to other crucibles.
Okay.
Or at least so that I can kind of understand it and try my best to explain it to them.
In the meantime, I'm going to look for something that looks like a portal because I still would like revenge.
Okay. You basically see, like, you understand that by understanding like how the crucibles are constructed and sort of like exist in like a only one shade of reality, and how you can transit through them by like approaching them at the right angle at the right time and heading in the right direction. You basically see like a million points of entry and exit in this crucible that travel to others in various capacities, and so you basically understand how you can go from one to the other if you sort of like approach it with this sort of lensing. And you can transmit that out to the wing essentially by way of extension of yourself, which allows you to be the first to see like a point of light, like appear in a wall space behind Ink.
I kick him into it.
Okay.
Don't you see? Isn't it glorious?
Oh, it is.
Daedalus
hold on.
can't understand. Oh, go ahead.
Before you actually kick me in, I want to say it is vital, it is of utmost importance that we return to this point, exit through where we came, and then attack the Hectarch with as many phoenixes as we can. Don't you see? Isn't it glorious?
All right, everyone. We need to split up, and we need to reach out to as many phoenixes as we can. We need to pass the word along and hit this entire network of crucibles. And we need to all come back to this point, which is what Ink said, but he's an idiot, and I hate him.
It's fair. I understand those feelings.
Daedalus can't, at rank 3, understand what you have learned, and the two of you are barely grasping it. You two like have reached a level where you can. So both of you can, all four of you can sort of pass from crucible to crucible right now. Basically be assisted by the fact that you've entered the Dusk World through a proper portal and you aren't there and projected into your own crucible. You can
We're
drag.
not flatliners about it.
Yeah.
Well, Eerie can hit like all of them in like 2 seconds.
Right. Well, you have to get you still have to stop and talk to people, but you also you have to basically like push Daedalus through because he just can't see it this way. So anyone that you contact is you're gonna have to personally escort back here because unless there's another rank 6 or 7 Phoenix in these crucibles, they won't be able to take in the information.
I'm gonna climb onto Daedalus's back. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna come around in front of him. This is part of the test. Go! Right. No, up. So hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, mule!
So you ride Daedalus through several incarnations.
Suddenly, cue Yakety Sax, aka the Benny Hill theme.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to end it here, and we're going to start what is essentially one of the last 2, possibly, episodes of the season when we meet again. Are you off next week? Is it next week that you're off?
No, it was supposed to be tonight, but obviously it wasn't
Oh, okay.
because I went and saw the show last night.
All right. Bad math on my part.
No, it's all right.
So we're back the next 2 weeks. We'll basically be wrapping out Phoenix Dawn Command. Oh, wait. Let me double check that. Because I think one of those weeks is the convention. Does anyone know when the OrcCon is?
Oh shit,
Was
no.
that the one in Long Beach?
No, it's the one right here in. I think it might be on the 4th. Let's see here. All right, well, you know what? I will update everyone, but at least next week is one of them, and then we may have 1 week off when we are all at OrcCon because so many of us are running games there, and I'm running games there and getting a chance to like actually play D&D with my new job. So we might have a replacement game here. I'm not sure, but when the convention happens, but we have at least one more session, and in that session, each one of you can bring back 5 of the phoenixes that you found. They can be any school, and they can be any level of wacky that you want them to be or not. And chat will get...
Man bun.
Yeah, we'll take 5 from you as well.
Man Bun's gotta be there, right?
Oh yeah. He's
I
gonna
mean-
be so happy.
But he already exists, so we can just count him amongst them. But if you think of ideas for crazy phoenixes that they can bring into this final combat, then we'll take them next week. We'll happy to have them.
Bargle Bill!
And until then, let's do a quick little round of where they can see yous, and then we'll get out of here. And for those of you who did not catch today's game but are catching it on VOD because you were out marching or something, thank you so much.
Yes.
Remember,
Thank
there's
you,
always
thank you.
VODs of all of our episodes here and on YouTube, and of all of our episodes. And please, if you do have the chance to subscribe, because it does keep the lights on here, as well as allow you to give a free reroll or redraw. So where can they find you, Mac? I know it's a long list.
I mean, pretty much everywhere is at Strange Like That. But you will also be able to catch me, obviously, next week here on Phoenix Dawn Command. But then that following Sunday, I will be with the Happy Jacks RPG crew, and we will be playing Vampire the Masquerade. It'll be my second session, playing as a gangrel, which is about as close to a werewolf as I could get with a vampire, because that's what I do. And then after that, that Wednesday, look up calendars because I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, will be the second episode of Season 2 of Misadventures, which is our Harry Potter Pathfinder homebrew game, and it is insanely fun, and really you should tune in. You can also donate to make us eat Birdie Bots every flavor beans, which are disgusting.
At 999 RPMs on Twitter. I've got a podcast called The Science Jerks. I've got a podcast called Knowing is Half the Podcast, where we watch old G.I. Joe cartoons. It's pretty great. We've already recorded our first episode of More Than Meets the Podcast.
Oh.
That's not out yet, but it's with because I'm just announcing it now. Yeah, we got Katie Reed and Benny Arthur from Drunk History doing that. It's a lot of fun. Nice. There's also a few other podcasts that are coming out of Shanshan Studios pretty soon, so keep an eye out.
Nice. Mike?
You can find me, Michael R. Holmes, on Instagram, Michael_R. Holmes on Twitter. I may or may not be playing on Eric's TBD RPG on Geek and Sundry at noon on Friday this week. We shall see. Yeah, get out there, make your voice heard, and get home safe.
Joshua Dempster. You can find me at High Def Ninja on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, otherwise you'll find me here on Saturdays.
Great.
We're gonna get you on some Geek and Sundry stuff too, because I think that more of
Oh,
the world
yeah,
needs
yeah.
to see you. You can of course find me producing everything on Geek and Sundry, which is from about 12 to 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And also, stuff all over that network on various networks from the Geek and Sundry family. And then also this show, and soon my podcast, the BBC Panel Show Podcast of America, will be starting up soon, where we're going to do tribute episodes to all my favorite BBC panel shows because I love them. And but that was a little bit hamstrung by the new job. So when we get my feet on the ground, we'll be doing more of that. I should also give a shout out to Plate Mail Games, who provided
Yes,
all of
Wes.
these sound effects. If I was as good as Wes is with his own gear, I would be able to play specific sound effects for each thing that was happening. They exist. Go to Plate Mail Games. You can buy them all. We have this little Amazon Fire here, but you can play them out of a NPC pad. And then you could actually really cue them as you wanted to. They're really fantastic.
And also, if you're watching this live, tune in tomorrow for Maximum Minis, I believe, right?
Is that tomorrow? I hope it is.
Tomorrow? Maybe
Yeah.
it's not tomorrow. I don't know. Don't listen to me.
Tune in on a Sunday to see that.
Yes, it's a show that exists. It doesn't make sense that it exists, but it does.
What do you got, Wolfman?
May I borrow your mic, Mr. Holmes?
Yes. There was a missed opportunity for may I borrow your mic, Mike?
May I borrow your mic, Holmes? Yes.
May I borrow your mic, Holmes? Hello, everyone. Wolfman Dave speaking. I do not look like the dice cam. What I do look like, you may find out with my filmic debut in Broken Spirits. Go to brokenspiritsfilms.com. Or brokenspiritsfilm.com. It will be debuting at Anime Los Angeles next weekend. Otherwise, Instagram Wolfman Dave. Thank you kindly.
And that's about it. I really love doing the show, and I'm glad that you guys do. Oh yes. And I'm
Right, so Ragnar.
nice.
So we did all day.
Do me a favor, because doing the show is definitely a passion project for me, but I'll admit that because I have to take care of 18 other shows on another network, that I feel like I'm not putting 100% into this. So hey, audience, back me up on this. Tell your friends about this show. Show them episodes of this show. Show them clips of this show. Tell them about the weird things that are happening. Tell them about how awesome Phoenix Dawn Command is as a game. I can't promote the show as much as I want to, but if you love this show, please do it with me, and then we'll get some very, very well-warranted eyes on this amazing thing.
And also, if I can just piggyback on that, if you're a fan of the show and you have not explored a lot of the stuff on Saving Throw, please do.
Yep.
Because it's routinely very, very good. I'm going to especially advocate Misadventures right now because it is one of the really only strong kind of female-led, diverse shows in this kind of genre right now, and it's incredibly vital right now. Also, Harry Potter, so
It may be one of the only all-women RPGs on Twitch. I know it's one of only a few that have a female DM. So I should also say that I've learned a lot more working at Geek and Sundry about how Twitch actually works. And the way Twitch works is you're fronted higher on the list based on how many people you get and how quickly, right? So every person that you convert over to watching this show is somebody who is another number that means it will rank higher on a search for, say, Dungeons & Dragons when someone's looking for content to watch. And so, yeah, on top of subscribing, which obviously is super important to little outlets like this, just getting someone to watch along with you will add so much to the value of these shows because it will actually make it easier for other people to find it. And come on and watch along. Twitch also really loves shows that people watch for long periods of time. So if there's a show that you like on this network, try and show up early and watch the whole time because that will make it more and more likely to be front paged like Misadventures was.
Yeah.
So let's work the system together, everybody, both on Twitch and in the world. Thanks to Wolfman for producing, and Stephen Pope, who also often produces this show. And thank you, Stephen Pope, who will be taking over opening the studio for his morning show Masks going forward, because I will be stuck doing other things. But we love you, and we love gaming, and you know what? Let's take the world back, everybody.
Let's take the world back, everybody.
Woohoo!
Yeah.